What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for a live edition of Fantasy MLB today. I am your host, Joe Orico, and this is a special one. We are doing a live auction draft. It is the Bubba and the Bloom Listener League. If you guys have not checked out Bubba and the Bloom, it is a great podcast put on by Ryan Bloomfield and Casey Bubba, who are both great friends. And Ryan is actually going to be stopping by later on during the broadcast. Bubba potentially will be, not 100% sure there, but we're going to have a couple of people dropping by here to kind of help us out with this auction draft. I'm not 100% sure about which board I'm going to be sharing the entire time. I'm going to start with this screen so that you guys can kind of see what's happening in the bidding process, and then eventually I may switch over to the actual big board itself as we get later on and I start to actually put together a queue. This, for a lot of people in this draft, is the first auction that they've been a part of. I know it is for myself. So this is not something where you guys should be looking at it as like, this is my advice for for the draft, for how you should be drafting your auctions. This is kind of just a fun exercise for myself. I know for Ryan, I believe it's his first for his first auction draft, and we're just going to kind of have fun with it a little bit. I've been spending a lot of time these last couple of days going through auction mock drafts and reading auction content. There was a video that Ariel Cohen did at PitchCon talking about auction drafts, and I watched that a couple of times just to kind of get the feel for what I am going to be expecting here. But this should be a lot of fun. If you guys are not already following on Twitter, I'm at Joe Orico99, and we're also doing this as a live stream, Twitter and YouTube. So if you're checking us out on Twitter and you want to leave a comment, the best place to do that would be over on the YouTube side. We got our friend Beck in the chat. I guess you can leave comments over on Twitter, and I can see them here. Sometimes it doesn't work with Twitter, but I guess it is working at this point. We are just 1 minute away from the start of the draft, and I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see Ronald Acuna as the first player who does get nominated, or if it'll be somebody a little more niche. Starting off the bidding is somebody that we also know. It's Brent Hershey, who is the GM or co-GM at Baseball HQ. And I wonder if Brent is going to be starting us off with a massive stud here, or if we're going to get somebody a little bit farther down the board. I'm not sure what his strategy is going to be. I'm not 100% sure what my strategy is going to be. In all honesty, I'm just going to kind of play the board as it is, having not done a proper mock auction draft before. I was going to say mocktion. I've done some mocktions, but in terms of actual auction drafts, I don't have the experience really. This is, like I said, more of a fun exercise. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going for a stars and scrubs approach, or if I'm going to be more looking at a balanced team. We're just going to kind of play the board as it comes to us here, and we'll see who the first nomination is as we get going here. Let's see who Brent is going to nominate. And it's good because it's a 20-second clock. It's not a particularly long time you have to nominate a player here. So this one should be about 2.5 hours. And Shohei Ohtani is the first player nominated at 17. I'll bid 18 for him. And it goes up to 30 now. 30 is probably still pretty good for Ohtani. I'll bid 30. I'll go 32 now. The bid's 31. This is kind of the fun of the auction. You can kind of be in on everybody, even if you're not really planning on it at first. Now he's gone up to 34, Ohtani. That's not too bad. Still 35 he's at right now. I think he's generally goes for about 40 or so. He's gone up to 37. Up to 38 now. I think I'm tapped out on Ohtani. I think he's gonna probably get a little bit too expensive for me here. Going beyond the $40 mark. Yeah, he's hit 40. We'll see what happens here. I'm not really comfortable pushing beyond 40 for Ohtani in the utility spot. I don't mind it. But there he goes. Shohei Ohtani for $40 is the first player off the board here. I think it's not a bad price. I just didn't really want to start my team off that way. Again, I'm kind of just getting a feel for this format. Michael Harris is the next nominee, though. $10. I'm gonna be in on probably. I'm gonna try and be in on everybody as long as there's a reasonable price going around for players. there's no reason not to be in on a lot of different guys. 26 is, we're getting a little bit expensive now for Michael Harris. 28, we're getting there. We're getting a little bit too expensive for me at this point. Again, like, it's not a bad price necessarily, just based on a lot of the values that I've been seeing, typical rates where people go for in auctions. I don't know that I want to be spending that much on a Michael Harris. I think it's not a bad price, $30, but it's not cheap either. It's relatively expensive here. Ryan Bloomfield is going to get us going with some fun, and he's nominating Ronald Acuna. I'll go for 51. Well, he's going to go into the high 60s, potentially 70 here. There's no way they're going to let me get him for $52. I'll go up to 53. Acuna's gone for as high as, I think, 72, $73. He's really expensive. There's going to be a bidding war on him here. I'll go up to 59. We'll see if somebody is going to take me to 60. Somebody probably will take me to 60. If I get him for 59, I'll be pretty happy with it. Yep, and I almost had him, but somebody takes me to 60. I don't think I'm going to push too far here. A lot of the values that I've seen on Acuna this year, wow, and that would have done it. 61 might have done it for me. As Ronald Acuna goes for $60. A lot of the values I've seen for Acuna are more high 50s. And again, we were expecting him to put together a monster season like he did. Not to say that he can't, but I mean, that's a really high number out of a $260 budget, 60 plus. Bryce Harper is our next player up here. He's jumped from a low bid up to now into the mid 20s, 27, $28 for Bryce Harper. He's up to 30. Bryce Harper is somebody that I'm fairly interested in. The way that the bidding is going, it looks like he's going to probably be pushed up close to 40 by the time we're all said and done here. I think what's he generally going for? Bryce Harper, 33. We're already at 35. I think it's a little bit high for a first baseman. I think there's a lot of first basemen here down the board that I really, really like this year. Bryce Harper, not that I don't like him, but I don't think I need to spend up for a first baseman. So he's almost went off the board at 36, but he gets pushed up to 37 here at the last minute. 37 is what is looking like is going to be the final price on Bryce Harper. $37. Not too bad. Again, I just don't feel the need to really push up first baseman. Corbin Carroll nominated for $21. He's up to 22 now. I just got Corbin Carroll in my most recent draft. He fell to me at pick 9, different format entirely. He's generally going for $45, but I've heard a lot more people recently talk about concern of him with his shoulder, and I understand it, but if he's going to be discounted because of that, where he's maybe going into the 30s, I just put a $36 bid on him there, and I immediately got jumped to 37. If there's enough of a discount, then I'm fairly happy, and I got him at pick 9. It was enough of a discount. Getting into the 40s, I think he's probably going to end up going somewhere in the mid 40s here. We'll see what the bidding looks like. Maybe he does top out at $40, which would be not too bad for Corbin Carroll, and that's what it is. $40. It's not a bad price. But again, I just got to share the other day, and I'm not worried about the shoulder, but it's not a situation where I want to be stacking a ton of different Corbin Carroll shares on top of each other, because it's not something that I'm not concerned about. Spencer Strider, $30. I'm going to bid 30. Oh, I got jumped by Brent. I'm going to bid 32 here. I love Strider. It's very clear, everybody who's consumed my content, that I'm a big Strider guy. We'll see what happens here, but I'll be interested to see how high he gets pushed. He'll get into the 40s for sure. The high bid at 38 right now. I'm guessing I'm going to be outbid. Yep. And I'll go up to 40. I don't know if I'm going to go beyond 40, but we'll see if that's going to be enough to maybe get me my ace here. And nope, he got jumped to 42. So I think that's going to be me tapping out. I think the more that I go about this, it looks like I'm going to be more so inclined to take a more balanced approach as opposed to paying up. Not to say that I won't pay 40 plus for a player, but I'm not going to be doing it for outside of a couple names. And again, that's the trick with doing a live stream. You don't necessarily want to be talking about your strategy. You do want to be talking about your strategy at the same time, make it entertaining for you guys. But I'm also not going to be giving away every single little thing that I want to do. That's why I'll probably switch over to the actual auction big board at some point, as opposed to showing this, because I will have to eventually fill up a queue. But at this point in the first round, I'm not there yet. I have a list of players based on my own rankings that I'm interested in. I don't need to fill the queue up on here to know who I'm interested in at this point. Mookie Betts is going to be a $39 player, it looks like, which is pretty reasonable. He went up to 40, and that's honestly probably worth pushing up a little higher as I say that he goes up to 41. Mookie's interesting at this price. He's getting more expensive, and Ryan Bloomfield just went up to 42 on him, and he immediately gets pushed to 43. That's expensive. That's about where he's generally going. That's about what he's generally going for in auctions, for like low 40s, mid 40s. 43 is a pretty reasonable price. I'm going to be nominating pretty soon here. Adley Rutschman comes up. Interesting. We're going a little bit off the board here. We've mostly so far had first round type of studs other than Michael Harris, but we're going a little bit lower down with Adley Rutschman. He's up to $12 right now. I think that we'll have to see here. 14 currently is not a bad price. I just bid 15 on him. I think if and he immediately gets pushed up to 16. See, I wouldn't mind getting a solid catcher, but I'm not paying up for Rutschman. And it looks like he may end up going for $20. He's at 18 right now. We'll see if he gets pushed up again. But I think I'm already tapped out on Rutschman at that price. I would have paid 16, maybe 17, but I'm not going to be paying close to $20 for any catcher, I don't think, in this format. Now we have Ryan Bloomfield's father, who is also taking place in this draft for anybody looking at this thinking there's two Bloomfields. And Bobby Witt Jr. is who he nominates. He immediately is going to get pushed up quite a bit. $30 is where he's at. He immediately goes to 40. I'm just pushing him to 41 here. I'm not assuming that I'm be lucky enough to get him at 41. And I'm bidding back and forth here with Ryan Bloomfield. I'm at 43. He pushed me. He's at 44. I'm going 45 on Bobby Witt Jr. We'll see if 45 is enough to get him. I'm guessing somebody's going to take a shot on him at the last minute. But nope, I got Bobby Witt. That is my first player. I ended up paying up, but I got Bobby Witt, who's probably the number 2 player this year, for $45, which is a little bit cheaper than he usually goes for. So you know what? I'll take him there. We'll definitely discuss that with Ryan once he does hop onto the show later. CJ Abrams is the next nominee. He's up to $14. If you guys have consumed my content this year, you know that I'm not big on CJ Abrams. He's just not somebody that I really am that interested in, especially at the price that he's probably going to go at, which will be up into the high 20s, maybe even pushing 30. We'll see. He's at 24 right now, but I just think there's a lot of risk associated with CJ Abrams. He's not somebody I can really get behind. It's $26 right now. It's already too high for me. That's already to the point where I wouldn't really want to be taking a chance. 27 for Brent Hershey. And again, there's very smart people, a lot of smart people. Ryan Bloomfield pushed to 28. Roger goes to 29. There's a lot of smart people who are in on Abrams, and I might look foolish, but he's just not somebody that I can really get behind this season. And that's going to be $29 for him. So yeah, it's a little bit expensive. It's up to me for a nomination now. And I had an idea of who I was going to go with. Let's throw Aaron Judge out there. And see what comes back to us. He's going to go for probably $40, I would imagine. He's already up to 30, 31. Again, I wasn't terribly interested in Aaron Judge, but that's kind of the beauty of this. You don't have to always throw out a player that you're 100% interested in, especially in the first round. Like they're going to be bid up. I have a first round player already. I don't need to pay $40 for another one. I mean, you can. That's the beauty of this format. There's a million different ways to skin a cat. You can go up. $37 it looks like is what he is going to go for, which is a pretty damn good price for Aaron Judge. I have no problem with that whatsoever. That's a really good price. But again, just based on the nature of the early rounds where people are all nominating great players, I don't feel the specific need to nominate, somebody that I'm particularly interested in necessarily. Like you can do that, but I don't think you have to at the same time. Julio Rodriguez is currently up. The bid is $39. He's up to 40 now. 41 for Julio. He's going to push high 40s, potentially even 50. Although based on what I got for Bobby Witt, they're pretty similarly ranked and projected, and he went for 45. So maybe we don't see it get pushed that high up, but we'll see. 46 already. We'll see what he ends up getting pushed to Maybe Ryan, or no, it's not Ryan. It's Roger Bloomfield. Maybe he gets him for 46, and that is the case. He does get Julio Rodriguez for $46. A pretty good price, I'll have to say. Marcell Ozuna is up here. He's not somebody that I'm going to be interested in at this point. Utility only, just not somebody that I have a hell of a lot of interest in right now. $4 is pretty damn cheap, but I don't want to take my utility spot up right now. He gets pushed up to 5, up to 6. Yeah, I just don't really have that much interest in Marcell Ozuna. I think that it's not 100% clear. Like, he's going to start the year, like, he'll be the starter, obviously, to start the season. But at his age, with the way his production goes, it can be kind of iffy. He can't play the field. Like, there's a lot of red flags with Ozuna. Last year was a great year, but again, I'm already kind of just not interested at any price, really. I wouldn't have paid $4 for him. $4 or $5. I get $8. It's not a bad price, but I'm just not terribly interested in him. I'm pretty happy with Bobby Witt, though. Just thinking about it, like, as my first rounder, I'm pretty happy there. Fernando Tatis is very interesting. I just put in a $27 bid on him. I wonder where he ends up going. It'd probably be close to 40. I just put in a $30 bid. We'll see. 31 he gets pushed up to. He's getting pushed up pretty regularly. He's already up to 35. I'm up at 36 as the high bid. He gets pushed immediately, and we're gonna look like we're heading into probably the low 40s. I just put a $39 bid and immediately get pushed to 40 on Fernando Tatis, and it looks like he's going to go for 40. Actually, I'm going to put in a $41 bid. I think that's still a reasonable price to pay. We'll see if I am able to get him at 41, or if somebody will push me. And I did get pushed to 42, and at that point, I think I have to be careful with my dollars. It doesn't sound like a big difference, 41 to 43 to 39, but every dollar really counts. So he'll take him there for $42. I have no problem missing out on him there. Elly De La Cruz is more interesting to me in this kind of format because he's not necessarily going to be like a second round player. We'll see how high he does get pushed up. I just put in a $13 bid on Elly. I'm going to get pushed, though. There's no chance I get that. He goes up to 14, 15. He'll probably go somewhere up into the mid 20s. And again, it's different kind of format. I feel like you can be kind of in on everybody in this format depending on the room. Whereas if you are in the snake draft, you have to take him in the second round, maybe the third. It's just a little bit too risky for me. So, I mean, even at this price, it's still getting kind of risky, $25, $26. But I think it's not as much of a risk as it would be as taking him as your second rounder necessarily. $26, it looks like he's going to go for. That's not a bad price for Elly De La Cruz. That could potentially be really, really, really nice. So we are through one round of the nominations, and we are back to the front with Brent Hershey. We'll see who he puts up as a nominee here. Devin Williams, the first closer nominated. He nominates him for $1. He's going to get pushed up probably close to $20. I have a couple of Devin Williams shares already. There's nothing not to like. I think that he is, people talk about maybe he gets traded, but there's no team where he gets traded to that I can really figure where he wouldn't be the closer. Now he's at $21 right now, which is a little pricey for Devin Williams for my estimations, based on what my analysis has been telling me these last few days, really going into the auction format. I just don't want to pay over $20 for a closer. I just don't think I need to. Pablo Lopez is the nominee. I really like Pablo Lopez. I'm gonna let's get this party started a little bit. Oh, somebody already pushed me up. All right, let's go 25. I'll go $25 on him. We'll see how high he does get pushed. I'm hoping I get him for 25, but I'm doubting it. Yeah, Ryan's going to push me up 26. I'll go 27, but that'll be we'll see. We'll have to see. You never really know until you're right there in the moment. But it looks like I may get Pablo for 27. Nope, Ryan at the last minute jumped me to 28, and I think I'm going to tap out on him there. That's probably about as high as I would have gone for him. I know it's only $1, but it's $2 because I have to jump from 27 to 29, and every dollar really does count. Ryan's going to nominate Freddy Freeman. I will go pushing him to 36. He goes 37. I'll go 38. We'll see how high I'll be willing to go. $39 for Ryan. It's again, it's still a great price for Freddie Freeman, but he's going to get pushed up. He's already at 42. We'll see if somebody pushes him to 43. It looks like that might be the going rate. Nope, Ryan jumps up to 43. 44 now for Freddie Freeman. It's a pretty expensive tag. As much as I love Freddie Freeman, $44 is a little bit pricey. I think it's a little bit pricey for him. Again, it's probably still good, but it's not without its risks at the same time. That's a good portion of your budget there. The next nominee is Corbin Burnes. Well, if we're only starting at $1, I'll definitely throw in a bid there, but he's gonna get pushed up. He's gonna get pushed up probably into the high 20s at least. I'm gonna go 25. I don't expect to get him for 25, and he immediately goes to 26. I'll go 27 on Corbin Burnes. I'd be happy to get him for 27, but he immediately gets pushed up to 30. So now we're getting into the kind of expensive part here. I don't know that I want to be paying into the 30s for Corbin Burnes. It's, again, not a bad price. He goes for $30. I don't really have a problem with it, but it is still expensive. It is still expensive. Now we got Gerrit Cole up for $21. I'll go and put a $22 bid in. He goes to 23 immediately. I'll go for 24. He gets pushed up to 25, 26. And this is a guy who's probably going to go, at least mid 30s based on where, based on what I'm seeing. His average value is about $39. And he's currently at 31, goes to 32. It's still a relatively good price for Gerrit Cole, but I have, not a lot of interest in him this year. Especially, it's more so in a snake draft format, just because you are paying a pretty hefty price for him as a first round player. But even at this point, we're getting really up there. $37. It looks like he's going to go for if he doesn't get pushed here. And that's just really expensive for me. There's concerns about the strikeout rate. I'm just not really interested in him as my SP1 this year, really regardless of format, it looks like, just based on the price that you're paying, even in an auction for him. The next nomination, we are a couple seconds away from finding that out. It's Matt Olson for $28. He goes immediately up to 30, 32, 33 now for Matt Olson. That's pretty reasonable still. But he's probably going to keep getting pushed up there. I'll throw in a $35 bid, and I think I'd be pretty happy with him at 35, but he immediately gets pushed to 36. So it's just a little bit too expensive at that point for me. Again, I really like first base. It's worth paying up for certain players, and Olson is one of them, but I don't have to feel confident. I think I know who I am going to nominate here. Trea Turner is the next player that does get nominated. $32 he's up to. Now up to $33, $34 for Trea Turner. I don't need a shortstop already having Bobby Witt Jr. So I don't feel the need to pay an expensive price tag for a player like Trea Turner, who there are some aging concerns. Some of the trends over these last couple of years aren't amazing. I don't really have massive concerns, mind you, but for $36, I think I can use that in some better ways at this point. Still, some great players haven't been nominated. Kyle Tucker, Juan Soto, Jose Ramirez, Austin Riley, Yordan Alvarez haven't been nominated yet. Still a lot of great players. I think I know who I'm going to go for next. Royce Lewis is the next guy that we see nominated for $1. I'll throw a $2 bid on him, although, of course, we know he's not going to go for $2. He's usually going for about 20. We'll see how high the bidding gets here. I'm not terribly interested just because of the injury risk, but I can also see the interest in getting behind him in an auction draft, because you're not paying, probably, depending on the room, but here we are already at $21. If you're paying a cheaper price than the ADP of like the 4th, 5th round would indicate, then I can kind of get interested. But there are still a lot of risks with him, and now we're already up to $22, $23 in the bidding. He's just not somebody that I can really get behind this year. I think he's just a little bit too expensive for me, auction or otherwise. I mean, if he's going for cheaper than this, if he's going for like $16, $17, I could probably get behind it, but I don't think you're going to really be getting him there. I'm pretty settled on my next nomination as Kyle Tucker comes up here. Oh, he's already, I was going to put in a $20-something bid, and he already gets jumped up into the mid-30s. He's already at $36, $37 for Kyle Tucker, up to $38 for Ryan Bloomfield. We're going to see him get pushed into the 40s here. It looks like he's already at $39. I'll put a $40 bid in on him. I think $40 is reasonable, but Ryan immediately jumps me up to 41, and he goes to 42. And now Bloomfield is sitting there at $43. He's not cheap. He is not cheap, and he's already up to 44. Some people have Kyle Tucker as high as their number 2 ranked player this season. And it's hard to really argue against the stability you get in that lineup. He goes for $44. I think he's a great choice. I think he really is a great choice at $44. I wouldn't want to push him too high again. I've paid up for Bobby Witt. We'll see if I end up paying up handsomely for another player. At this point, I'm not 100% sure. Jackson Chourio is the next nominee. He's not somebody that I'm terribly interested in. I'm not like out on him or anything, but he's also not somebody that I don't think he's going to warrant the price tag that people are going to be paying for him. We'll see what he ends up going for here. He's currently at $11, which is fine, but I think that he is going to end up being somebody who is probably a little bit overvalued, a little bit too expensive this season. I think I have my bid. I'm next up here. We'll see if Chourio goes. He goes for $14. My nomination is going to be my good friend Kevin Gausman. I'm going to start at $23 for Kevin Gausman, and we'll see where he ends up going for. He gets pushed to 24. I'm pushing to 25 and 26. He gets pushed to. I go up to 27, and he goes to 28. I think 29 might be the highest I would go, and he goes to 30, and that's the thing, right? You're in on a player up until a certain point. 30 is too expensive for me. As much as I love Kevin Gausman, it's just a little bit too pricey, and it's okay. I don't need to worry about this being my nomination. I have to get my nomination or whatever. That's totally fine. I can play it kind of safe. I think I don't need to worry about getting all these stars in the first couple rounds. There's a lot of value down the board, and there's a lot of money to be spent still. Juan Soto is the next nominee. He's up to $33. Not a bad price, 34 now. He's usually going for close to 40, generally speaking, which is, I think it's fine. He goes for 34 here, though. I think that's actually pretty cheap, all things considered, for Juan Soto. I think that he's usually going for about 41, so that's actually a pretty good price tag on him. George Kirby is interesting. Very, very, very interesting to me. We'll see how high he goes. I'm at 21 as the high bidder right now. He's going to keep going up, though. Like, he's going to get pushed up mid-20s at least. I'm in at 25 as the high bidder right now on George Kirby. I'm going to get pushed, though. I'm almost certain that I'm going to get pushed at the last second here. Yep, it's Bloomfield. It's one of the Bloomfields who's been pushing me at the last second. I will go 27, and I'm not sure if I'll go higher, but let's just cross our fingers and hope that nobody gets in my way here. And there we have it. We have our ace. We have George Kirby as my SP1 for $27. The strikeouts are something that people talk about, and yeah, it is a concern, but it's one of 5 categories. He does everything else at such an elite level. The ratios are the whip is going to be just beautiful based on that walk rate. It is not going anywhere. Our talk, that podcast I did last week with Eno Saris and with Nick Pollock, Eno said that Kirby has a really good chance to jump into that like top 3 starting pitcher type of stud tier this year, more so than a lot of different guys that we discussed. Go check out that pod if you missed it. We talked about 10 very interesting players, 10 very interesting starting pitchers, I should say. But yeah, I love George Kirby. Emmanuel Clase is currently the nominee. He's at $19. Again, I don't need to pay over $20 for a closer, I don't think, and that would have been what it would have cost me, $20 to push Brent Hershey there. So he gets him for $19 as we are at the back end of the second round of nominations here. I gotta say, the software is really great, and here we got Ryan Bloomfield with us. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? Was that Kirby bid your post Gausman fail recovery?
Yeah, probably. It probably was. This is my first auction, so I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. So
I'm just giving you crap. How you doing, man?
oh, I'm great, man. I really appreciate you hopping on here. This has already been a lot of fun, man. This is your first one as well, right? You've never done an auction before?
Never on NFBC. I had done some like AL only auctions in the past. Did a couple for Tout Wars that were on Fantrax, but never on NFBC. It's smooth.
Oh, it's really smooth. How long were you in there in the room for? I didn't see you there.
Just a couple minutes.
I'm sorry, man.
No, I there are a lot of things to keep track of.
Yeah. Just kind of
I started tracking other teams' picks at the beginning, and then I stopped because I should just focus on my team.
Yeah. It's tricky. It's already tricky. So you're looking right now at just Pablo Lopez, but you've been in on a lot of different players. You like how it's gone so far for you?
I've been in on a few guys. It's hard to say I like what I'm doing so far because I've only got one. And it's interesting to see. I mean, every auction's different in like the order that you nominate these guys. It's interesting to see the SP1 prices. So like my $28 Lopez compared to your, what'd you get Kirby for? 28? 27. So you got $1 discount on Kirby, where like Gausman went for 30. Yeah. So it's just interesting to compare that like SP1 tier.
Yeah. It's cool, man. Like this is like I've been doing a ton of mock auctions and stuff this last week, but it's completely different once you actually hop in there, and there's actually money at stake. Wow, I'm not letting anybody get Yordan Alvarez for $15, which looked like it was maybe going to happen there for a second.
Yeah, I just click bid. The one thing I like, well, there's a lot of things I like. The little +1 button, it grays out for a little while because that was my biggest thing with Fantrax. A few times there'd be like a bid +1, and by the time you click it, the guy's price has gone up like $3 or $4, and you're bidding, $4 more than you thought. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yordan's getting expensive now,
he's getting a little expensive at 29. It's not bad though. Brent goes up to 30. He goes to 31 immediately.
What do you think of all the $40 players?
It's expensive.
There's a lot of them. That is
the
AAV, so I don't know.
I was one of the guys who got one of the $40 players. I spent 45 on Bobby Witt. I don't mind it just because based on what I've been reading, based on the average values, that he's generally like 45 to 47. So I'm okay with him at 45.
Yeah.
I in terms of like everybody going for $40, there's no real surprises for me. It's been who went for 40. So Ohtani went for 40. Acuna went for 60.
Betts
Carroll
43. Julio 46.
Yeah, Strider at 42. Tatis went 42. There's no massive surprises for me in terms of the $40 guys. There are 11 players. If you look at NFBC average auction values over the last month, who are going for $40 or more. So it's not massively surprising for me to see some guys going in that range. Ozzie Albies goes for $26. There's still some really high value players on the board here. Jose Ramirez, Austin Riley, Pete Alonso, Corey Seager. Some real aces available as well. If you're talking about Zach Wheeler, who we got, Yamamoto, Glasnow. Glasnow has been a very popular piece of conversation on Twitter these last couple days. You got any particularly strong thoughts on this whole 180 inning thing?
Yeah, I mean, he's not getting 180 innings. Even if he's healthy, he's not getting 180 innings. LA is not going to let him do that. I've been out, and Bubba and I have talked about this, debated this. I think we've got a side bet, the over-under on Glasnow for 150 innings. And I'm the under, Bubba's the over. It's not someone I'm taking. Just the price at that injury risk is not typically what I do. I certainly get the appeal, but it's not something I do.
I wonder what he'll go for here.
Here's your boy Vladdy.
Vladdy, he's getting expensive. Whoa,
he just shot to 30.
Yeah, that's too much for me at that point. Like $27 I would have been in, but you can have him for 30. 30's out of my price range.
That's Mo Deportes, who just grabbed Vlad Guerrero for $30. Interesting to see like the top two catchers, Adley and William Contreras, $18 at the same price. JTR went 17, and one of the teams doubled up on Adley and JTR, which is kind of cool. It's cool like with the auction. So there's a team that has Acuna and Strider.
Yeah,
like it's just cool to be able to get those two guys. Obviously, you could never be able to do that in a straight draft. That team also has Ozzy Albies, so I think we've got a Braves fan in the league.
Yeah, I'll say. Well, that's the cool thing, right? Like you're in on every single player. You're in on every single player you're interested in up until a certain point, because I think you'd agree, like every player has there's no player that you're out on if the price is right enough. So
Exactly.
it allows you to be kind of interested in every single player, as opposed to I'm picking at 15, so my options are J-Ram and Harper and so, and I have no chance at certain players. Like you have a chance at everybody, which has been a lot of fun so far through this first half hour or so.
It makes it hard to stream while you're doing it.
Yeah, it's hard.
How's that going for you? Like it's because the draft is you can the flow, like you know when you're up, when you're not.
Yeah, especially when you're like at the turn, you have a long time to go through what's going on. Here, it's like, yeah, I apologize for probably not being the greatest host today. I'm just trying to keep track of what's going on with the bids and everything.
There's bells going off. There's this voice that keeps saying going once, going twice. Like haunt us in our nightmares tonight.
I got it turned off, thankfully, for the stream. I didn't want that to be coming through on the stream.
It's that's a pro move in your first auction. That thing is annoying. Well, Yamamoto, you're in 16. It'll go up. But
I'm in for now. We'll see where this ends up.
Yeah, I want to see. There are a lot of starting pitchers in this upper 20s, 30 range. So, and it's kind of the same as your typical slow draft, where it's like that second, third round starting pitchers, where a lot of teams are taking their first starter.
Yeah,
the auction equivalent to that is basically right where we're at with Yamamoto, right at 27 and slowing. So let's see if you click 28, man.
I'm not hitting 28.
You're not hitting 28.
$27.
I always like to compare, and this is probably bad auctioning. I am by no means an auction expert. Like I said, I've done a few AL onlys. I don't think I've ever done a mixed. I'm like comparing my Lopez 28 versus every other starting pitcher that just went. So
yeah, that's fair though. That's understandable. J-Ram is currently at $30. I think the big concern with him is just the lineup around him. Like he's still a great source of, batting average, homers, and stolen bases. I think it's just people are worried if it's going to be 80 and 80 or something like that. We got a question actually in the chat here. Thoughts on J-Ram power numbers past 3 seasons? Seems like he's hit that power wall. He's not like a 35 guy, but I think he's like still a solid 25 to 30 guy.
Yeah, I've just bid 35 on him and got scooped by Brent Hershey for 36. So I like J-Ram, even though, so the question was about like the declining power. Yes. But I just think the playing time floor, he puts so many balls in play that he doesn't have to have the best power to get to, 20, 25 home runs, but then you just get the batting average, the steals on top of it at third base. Like, I don't know. I think yes, J-Ram is like on the career arc, probably down there, but he's still, like I said, I bid 35 on him. So
yeah, there's nothing not to really like for me at this point, especially at the price. Like nothing's really changed so much from last year, where he was in some drafts the 101, and he's fairly similar. Maybe like you said, slowly on the decline, but not massively different than he was before about a year ago. Okay.
2 third basemen in a row. J-Ram 36, Devers 29. I feel like 29 is a pretty good price for
wow, he gets pushed to 30 immediately
for Devers. And yeah, here's Riley, third baseman in a row, already ahead of Devers. It'll be interesting to see. He's trending towards J-Ram money at this point. And you go 33. Come on, Joe. Ah, you went 35 on him. Damn. You can have him.
We'll see.
You can have him.
I got him. Okay. All right.
Goodbye.
Yeah, maybe a little pricey. The average is 33.
Yeah. It's so like natural to want to compare your price versus the average auction value because it's sitting right. I mean, everyone on the stream can see it. So like Lindor is up $30. Like it's just staring right at you as you bid. And I think everyone is comparing the dollar amount to their average.
Is that average? Because I know sometimes when you're in these draft rooms on NFBC, the ADP is a little bit off. Like, are these average values accurate, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh, we got our friend Ben Tidd in the chat. You get stuck with Ben a couple nights, or you get stuck a couple nights in a row with Ben. Is that what's happening? You guys have a stream going tomorrow or something?
Yeah, we're doing. I've got the labor mixed draft tomorrow night, picking 9th. So that's tomorrow night's episode of Bubba in the Bloom. It just happens to fall on a Tuesday night when we normally record. So
okay, I'll be picking at you guys in the chat.
Oh yeah, Bubba's ready to go. He's not in the draft, so he's just gonna drink high noons and
I was gonna get
my picks.
I was gonna get some high noons for the stream, but it's a holiday here. They've created some holiday here.
Is it
called Family Day? Well, you guys have President's Day today, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got this Family Day thing, but that means the liquor stores are closed, so I couldn't get me any high noons today. So I was a little disappointed. So we just have iced tea with us, unfortunately, but that's probably for the best, actually.
Dude, that's for the best. Like, I can't imagine after a few, like, trying to keep up with this.
You got Lindor for 30.
I got Lindor. I paid a little. I don't want to say a little too much, but I paid more than three more than his average value.
Glass now went for 22.
Glass now went for cheap, $22.
That could be an amazing pick for $22.
That's good. I like that. That's actually, so it's funny. So Scuba went for 21. I think I'd take Glass now.
Glass now is
would take Glass now.
Glass now is on average going for like 27. That's
that's
really cheap.
That was pretty sweet. One of the reasons for my slight overpay on Lindor, I'm just not seeing that many, like, I keep thinking in rounds, but I'm not seeing that many more like second round players in the pool anymore. And so I don't want to he's my only hitter, so I don't want to get totally shut out from that level of production.
Yeah. You've got Lindor and Pablo.
Just got Lindor and Lopez. Pretty on brand so far, but
your dad's got Abrams and Julio so far.
Yeah, what's Pops doing? What's he got? Julio and Abrams.
Yeah, $29 Abrams and 46 on Julio.
Yeah, I mean, Julio, you're gonna have to spend that. I mean, I think that's close to his average. Abrams 29. I mean, Abrams is super polarizing. I'm pretty high on him, and I think 29 is decent for him.
I'm not the guy to talk to about Abrams. I'm not.
You're not in.
I'm just not in.
Is it just like, why is that?
I think there's so much of his production comes down to one category where it's not such a need for me anymore to find the guy who might be 40 stolen bases in that round. Like, you're paying specifically a third round price just because of steals, where I can cobble together two guys who are going to get 20 stolen bases a little bit later on, and that's equivalent. I don't have to pay the $40 or the $40, the whatever price tag it is, $30 in the auction, or the second round, third round, fourth round tag for him. I can get those steals from a couple of different guys, and I don't think that the batting average is going to be that great. I think he's maybe a 17, 18 home run guy. I just don't. I think there are too many flaws, especially being in the Nationals lineup, for me to invest where he is going.
I get it. And
why are you in?
You're paying a lot. I think I buy into the post leadoff spot surge that we saw from Abrams. I actually think he can steal 60 or 70.
Okay.
And he's a non-zero power. You mentioned homers. Like, I think he can get to upper teens. And we forget, like, he's 23 years old?
Yeah.
There could very easily be another level. So for all those reasons, he had a really low BABIP last year too. Like, I think there's some batting average upside. Someone who makes someone with that speed to have a below average BABIP to me is interesting. So maybe it sticks that low, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. What do you think for batting average? 250, 260?
I mean, projections are like 240, 250, right? So you kind of have to project that, but I think he can get up 260, 270. I mean, the strikeout rate's not that bad. Yeah. He's fast. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. The prices, you're paying for a lot of it.
I could look stupid. I just hate paying off of the big year for anybody. And now it does come for, with a young player who's probably going to get better. I'm just worried about that lineup. I'm worried about a few different things with him. I'd rather take somebody that I perceive to be a little bit safer. But then again, who the hell is safe? What do we know at the end of the day? Who's safe?
Safety is that's a very good point. All right, man. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Just nominated Bo Bichette.
One of my beloved Blue Jays.
Make you sweat while I'm watching you on the stream here.
I've spent a lot of money at shortstop already. I've spent a lot of money.
Yeah, you have. You've got $45 Witt there.
I got a $45 Witt. It'd be expensive to use a $30 utility spot on Bo. As much as I love Bo.
Yeah, I could throw him at middle, but
I get middle.
I get it. You've got a lot. You've got a lot of money off the board.
Yeah, who spent the most money at this point? The lowest remaining is,
I think, Brandt, 230.
230. Well, we got somebody with 123 remaining.
Oh, you said who spent the most?
Grisha. Yeah. I mean, both sends up, but Grisha, who has he spent? He's got Ohtani, Corbin Burnes. Oh, they still have Ohtani in the pitcher slot, but he's got Ohtani, Burnes, Gerrit Cole, and Pete Alonso. Wow.
Yeah, that's a spend.
Oh, here's your guy now.
Whoa, Nola! Wait a minute. Okay, he almost went for like $3. Just click that damn bid button.
I wonder if that's going to happen for one of these players where everybody's going to be asleep at the wheel and we just see like a $7 Kodai Senga or something.
Because you only have, I mean, everyone can see the little timer here. Like,
yeah,
you've only got like 7-8 seconds to catch it and decide. So
yeah,
that's a good price on Nola. $18.
$18. Yeah, I know he's your guy. I love him too, and it's an even year.
That's right, man. By far most importantly. Damn it, dude. It's goodbye.
That is a good buy. $18. Semien, I don't think he'll go for this cheap, but we're currently in a pretty nice range for Semien.
Yeah, I do have. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of off Semien. I just feel like one of these years, like he's a playing time king. He's a plate appearance king, and that's, I think, a combination of.
He's like the Sandy Alcantara of position players.
Yeah. And it's a combination of like, yes, luck to like avoid the freak injury for whatever 5 years in a row or whatever he's done.
Yeah.
But there is something to playing every single day and working his ass off to be able to do it. So
yeah,
I just think like with Semien, I don't know, he's starting to get up there. If he doesn't get 700 plate appearances, what does that stat line look like?
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally fair. Max Fried, I was super, super in on, and then Eno and Nick last week kind of scared me a little bit. Eno was talking about this stat about how often injuries recur once you have a forearm injury, and I mean, I love Max Fried, but he's another guy who's kind of dependent on the volume there.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm kind of off Fried. It's interesting. He gets that quote unquote safe label, even though, like you said, he had the forearm injury last year. So,
although $18 again feels like a really nice price, but
maybe. So we just said that, and then we just said that about Nola. Maybe it's just the market in this room. Every auction's different. Yeah. Maybe this middle tier of or this kind of tier B of starting pitchers is.
Oh wow, well, Casillo's not going for $18.
No, he better not. He should be around 30. Like I think he's about the same as Gausman.
Yeah.
Wheeler, like maybe a tick behind. I like him more than again. I'll compare every pick to Pablo Lopez.
Yeah.
I take him over Lopez. You're in at 28.
I'm in at 28. That's my top dollar, though. I think I'm not getting pushed to higher than 28.
Oh, Pop's got in.
Yeah,
all caps. Bloomfield's in there.
You can have him. Well, 29. I mean, it's still a good price, but it goes for 29. There's been a few players that been in on. There's been a few players I've been in on for a price, and then he gets pushed $1 higher, and then I just can't do it.
Yep.
Because it's essentially
question from Philip in the chat. Strider went for 42.
$42 for Strider. And Ben saying he's giving away something from the draft guide here. One of the buyer bewares in our draft guide, which is going to be coming out probably next week, maybe the week after. But we're readily preparing the draft guide. And Ben's a little bit nervous about our boy Aaron Nola. He also loves how Ryan's dad is in there too. We got a couple of different Bloomfields. It's a lot of fun. Definitely make sure if you're listening on the podcast side to come and check out the YouTube, because you do get to see what's going on in real time with these specific players. I do have the screen up to my detriment, where I don't really have the ability to set up a queue. I'm doing this for you guys.
The other things.
So you guys can
that's kind of why. Well, so we're doing the labor stream tomorrow night, and I'm just going to be like streamed out. But that's kind of why we didn't stream these things as part of the podcast. But you're fighting the good fight, Joe. So glad you took the reins for us.
We'll see what this team ends up looking like.
Yeah, to the detriment of your own squad. But definitely, yes, check out the YouTube pick of this, because I think not just as much for the players, you get to see the interface for NFBC auction, which is one of the impetuses why we started this listener league for the Bubba and the Bloom podcast. Is we just wanted to do a low stakes league for folks that true listeners of the pod. So we didn't even advertise it on Twitter. We just talked about it actually on the podcast. And we ended up getting a lot of listeners who were either new to auctions or new to the NFBC platform in general. So I think not many people in this room have done auctions before. And I think maybe a third, maybe half are new to the NFBC in general. So it's cool to kind of see this come together as the gateway drug to auctions in the NFBC. NFBC
is a lot of fun. I'm somebody who didn't play on it at all my first year, quote unquote, in the industry making content. I didn't play any NFBC, mostly because I didn't really know about it. And then last year was my first year getting into TGFBI and the Earth Leagues and a couple of Gladiators. And this year it's I'm already at 10. I'm already at 10 drafts, because that's what happens once you start playing. They get pretty addictive, especially you can do some, like Ryan said, some low budget, some low entry fee type of drafts at this point of the year.
Yep.
You don't have to be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, because I know a lot of the connotations of the NFBC is high stakes, but you can get into leagues for $50. If you're somebody like me who's north of the border here in Canada, it's going to be $75-$80, because that's what our dollar looks like. But it's still a pretty good low price point to play with some great players and have a lot of fun. We've done a couple drafts already. We did, how many drafts have we been in already? We did the DC, and was there another one maybe? Yeah. At least one together.
I think 2 DCs together.
Yeah.
Have you done Gladiators? Have you done any Gladiators?
I just did the one Gladiator, and I know that one had Ray Murphy in it. And
I don't think I was in with you then.
And Matty Wood was in that one as well. $25 for Logan Webb is
that's surprising, especially coming right after a 21 gallon, an 18 Nola, and an 18 whoever the hell else. I don't know. That seemed pricey. I was in on the bidding until it got to 20, and then I was out. I do like Logan Webb quite a bit. Maybe that's Bubba just influencing me as a Giants fan.
He's so safe, though. He's just safe.
So many ground balls, and I don't know, the volume. I'm a fan of Logan Webb for sure.
I've got him as a top 10 SP. I've got him as, I think, 9 right now, and I think that's pretty much where the market has him. 12, 13 kind of range. Maybe I'm a little bit high.
You're a little high, but that's a good guy to be high on.
Yeah.
Hunter Henderson just went for 24. That seems strong.
I'm not really interested on him at that price. I mean, more so, again, my brain is so conditioned to the snake drafts where he's going around pick 30. But
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of risk there. The batting average isn't that great. There's not a ton of stolen bases. I think he's somebody that's a little riskier than guys going in his range. If he's going ahead of Lindor types, some great starting pitchers in that range. I'm not going to be drafting him this year. I won't be having any shares of Gunnar, and it's not that I don't like him. He's just too pricey for me.
I get it. It's hard to make that like conversion in my head though. Of like $24 seems to be later than pick 30. Could be wrong. Just seems like. I don't know. That price was decent.
The price of 24 on average is about pick 43 to 45 range based on the average values.
So that's like a full round later than his quote unquote ADP and 15 teamers.
Yeah, his average value is 26 over these last 11 drafts.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's I think that's a pretty good price. As much as I'm not really in on him, that's still a pretty good price. Camilo Doval, let's see what he ends up going for.
There have not been many closers so far. $21 Devin and 19 Clase.
Yeah. We'll see where he gets to. I do need a closer.
Yeah, a lot of people do for sure. This will be an interesting bid point, especially after I waxed poetic on Doval on our last episode. We previewed relievers. And since this is a listener league, everyone presumably listens to what we say for some reason. So
there you go in at 17.
I'm in at 17.
Get pushed to 18.
Got pushed to 18. Do I go 19 on Doval? I'll do it. I
think he's yours probably at 19.
I think so too. I'd be surprised if someone went 20.
Yep.
The longest 3 seconds in fantasy baseball when you've got that going.
You're waiting for the auction to come for the
when you know you've got the top bid. And I don't know, 19, that's like $1 or $2 more than I was thinking, but it's fine. I made all the cases for Doval in our last episode, so I gotta back it up here.
I think we are actually kind of behind the curve in terms of like how many players we have. We both have 3. I think a lot of people are at like 4 or 5 at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting to compare. Yes, like you need to track money spent compared to everyone else, and then obviously how many picks you made. We're all right.
Yeah, we both got a lot of money.
More guy in the next round or two. We're fine. Arenado 18. I don't know what to think about Arenado this year.
I do like him. I think that the struggles of St. Louis last year have kind of colored the entire team as just they were terrible when the offense was actually not that bad. And I think that he's being discounted too heavily because of the way people viewed the team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. That's a good point.
But like,
that's a good point.
You don't pass pick 100 in some cases. I've taken him at like 110. I'm talking with Chris Welsh few weeks ago. He said he got him at like 150 in a DC, 140 in a DC. Like it's just he shouldn't be going that far. He shouldn't be.
I just worry about the age and the recurring back issues. Like he's got all the track record in the world. He's one of the best hitters in the game.
Yeah,
but that just worries me. All right. Yelich just went for 21.
Adolis Garcia. There's still some great players on the board here. We're 62 picks in, and there's still so many studs. And that's kind of the cool thing about this, too. You can have the first overall pick, and you can nominate like Paul DeYoung if you wanted to. It just kind of it's whatever you make of it.
Which no one really has. There was an early Marcelo Zuna.
Yeah.
Who went for 8, but I think everyone else has at least been like decent. I just upped your 19 to 20 on Garcia. You're at 21. 22, my man.
22. I think he's yours at 22.
You're not gonna go 23. That's his average.
No, I'm not gonna go 23. I'm gonna.
I'm just giving you shit.
You didn't want him, or did you?
No, I did. I'm not like huge on him, but I like 22. It's fine.
Thoughts on Kirby this year. Not sure if he went already, but I really like this floor. Plus, I think he's got strikeout rate upside. I took George Kirby. I spent $27 on him. I love him. I love George Kirby. I think the strikeouts can go up to some extent. I don't think they're going to go up. Okay, you're not getting Jose Altuve for $1 here. I think they are going to go up to some extent, but they're not going to be comparable to the guys who are going in the range that he's going. Like the strikeouts are not where the value is going to come from with Kirby. It'll be from the whip, from the ERA, from the pretty good team context. Oh, you got jumped to 21, $22. We're at Jose Altuve here.
Altuve was down to 1 second left. I got jumped up.
You got jumped up. And you're going to get him for $22.
22. Those extra freaking dollars. No, I needed Altuve because my two other bats are Lindor and Adelise. And I need some batting average.
Yeah.
Some batting average there. So it was more that's more of a team fit, team construction thing. And I think he went for $1 less than average for whatever that means. But
yeah. Back-to-back players to you for $22 though in round 5.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm good.
You're good right now. Your offense is good. Mike Trout's currently up. He'll be a very interesting player this year. His average value is $20. Bidding is currently at 18. Now he's gone up to 20. I think that's a little. I mean, hell, who knows if this will be? It could be a crazy discount.
Yeah. Burks is in this league on him. Burks is a massive Angels fan. He actually lives in Oregon, close to me. Okay. I would not be surprised if Burks takes Trout.
He's got the high bid at 25 right now. We are solidly $5 above the average value.
$5 above average, but dude, that $25 for Trout, that just is crazy.
Yeah, it still sounds cheap, but
it does. It still sounds cheap. But
I worry that we're also like it's the worst lineup he's ever had around him in Los Angeles to go along with all the injury stuff. There's no Ohtani security. There's no whatever early Pujols, Josh Hamilton, early Rendon, like whatever. It's just him. Maybe Taylor Ward. Like Rendon is so checked out, it's crazy. There's nothing. There's nothing there with him. So even if he is amazing, what are those supporting numbers going to look like in terms of run and RBI?
Yep, it's fair.
Not that they'll be terrible. If he does get back to form, I don't think it really matters. Like we see Bobby Witt have 100 and 100 on a bad Royals team. He can still do it, but it just makes it harder. There's a lot of roadblocks for him in that back. There's just a lot not to like. But then again, he's Mike Trout. Who knows?
It's funny to see today the quotes from Trout saying he wants to be in LA and he doesn't want to take the easy way out going to another team. Followed like 2 minutes later by the Anthony Rendon quotes. I'm just here because it's a job. I think you talked about Rendon on your podcast today, so I won't steal your thunder. But it was funny to see those two guys. Like
I was just saying, like I just can't draft him. It doesn't even matter what the price is. I just don't want anything to do with him. He's a knucklehead. Is it Jeff Zimmerman who coined that one? Like I don't want anything to do with the knuckleheads. And it's true. Like that's a huge factor. Even if he is healthy, to go along with all the other concerns with the team not being great, like he's just going to do something stupid. Like I just don't want to have to deal with him.
Yeah, I highly doubt Rendon will be auctioned or go in the reserve draft here.
No, he's not worth $1. I don't think. But I gotta hand it to the NFBC though. This is really, really smooth software. There's no hiccups. There's no anything to complain about. It's really great.
I didn't know what to expect coming in, but it's pretty sweet. Yeah, I've got the draft room on one screen, and then I've got the draft room in terms of like what you all can see on YouTube, and then there's an auction board I've got on another screen, and this is slick. Dansby Swanson just went
15.
Well, we were talking about that for 15. His average is only 12. Like I'm surprised at that.
Yeah,
but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm too high on Dansby.
I like Dansby. I think he's very safe. Again, very, very safe player. $15. It seems reasonable. Again, without being an auction expert by any stretch, it seems reasonable. Randy Rosarena is about to go for $25.
I was at 24. I got up one. I can't go 26 though.
Kyle Schwarber. I can't touch Schwarber, man. I can go.
I can't do it. Like the average just kills me.
The average kills you. We'll see where the price ends up. I'll be in for now, but that could change.
Okay, you're in at 6, but yeah, there's more to go. Pops is in at 7. Average for Schwarber's at 16, which makes sense. Like he's one of the crazier profiles out there. Just elite in 3 out of 5 categories, and nothing in the other 2. Really a negative in batting average.
Yeah, I mean, he did have a bad BABIP year, but I mean, it's only going to go back up to, even if it does correct, like what, 220 or something, 215. Like,
yeah,
I'm not expecting a lot. I've drafted him a couple times this year, but it's in builds where I've already gotten Corey Seagers and those types.
I could see if you've got like a Freddy Freeman or somebody early, you can do it, but like then you've pretty much washed out any advantage you got by taking Seager or Freeman or whatever. So
yeah, it's true.
I don't know.
You're right. It just kind of makes it a neutral at that point. There's no, not to say there's no benefit to it, because you're still getting a shit ton of home runs and all that, but it definitely takes away from the cushion you get if you do have a Seager Freeman build or whatever it ends up being, if you do take a Schwarber type.
22. Got Adam in the chat saying get Schwarber out of the leadoff spot. Yes, and put Trea Turner in there. He can steal 50 if he wanted to.
Yeah, I think that would make more sense. I mean, Schwarber gets on base at such a high rate that he's probably going to stay in the leadoff spot. But from an old-fashioned perspective of loving the 25, 30 steal guy leading off for you, I've just always kind of, I don't know, I guess that's what I just grew up watching. It's what I'm used to. But I definitely prefer to see a quick guy leading off as opposed to a guy like Kyle Schwarber.
Didn't Schwarber have like 10 steals like 2 years ago?
I think he went from like 10, and then they make it easier to steal, and then he goes.
Then he didn't get anything.
Goes 10-0.
There's Grayson Rodriguez with. I love like some of the hats. Like Nolan Jones was an old hat. Grayson Rodriguez, this is their like icon on NFBC. Grayson Rodriguez says C. It's like his high school or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Is that CH?
CH.
Something
He's
high.
at 22 already. Average 21. Grayson's tough, man.
23 now. We got a question in the chat from Adam. Listen to Bubba's podcast on stacking on Underdog. Do you guys try or stay away from stacking in these types of leagues? I don't mind a small stack. I wouldn't want to have, 12 of the same players from the same team or something like that. But if you have like Altuve and Yordan Alvarez on the same team, like I have no problem there. What do you think, Ryan?
Sorry. Matt McLean got down to like 3 seconds for a buck.
I thought I was getting him for a buck for a split second there.
As you ask me a question to try and distract me when the clock's down. Who were you talking about? What was the question?
It was
stacking.
Stacking.
I don't stack in like roto leagues, like leagues like this. I don't even really consider it, but I totally get it in like it's more of like a DFS concept. And in best ball, I certainly get it where you're competing against literally thousands of teams.
I don't mind if you have like an Altuve Yordan combo or something like that, or if you have like a Corey Seager at a lease. Like it's not something that I really try for, but there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think either.
It is nice. And in Labor last year, I had I didn't plan for it, but I had a Dansby, Ian Happ, Bellinger, Cubs stack. And it was pretty sweet. Like when it does hit, you see, they scored 15 runs. And I mean, the Cubs offense was really good last year. They definitely did build off each other. But no, it's not something I like plan for.
Yeah.
Senga at 21. I'm gonna go a little Bloomfield on Bloomfield crime. My dad was at 21. I did 22.
And he's yours.
Got him.
That's your lucky number today, 22.
Yeah, I guess that's a tell if people are preparing against me.
I'm not sure. I did have a couple of people in the league send me a message and say, "You're streaming this, right? You're doing a stream tonight?" I was thinking, "Oh man, Our friend Nick Pollock in the chat. Senga at 21. He went for 22.
22, Nick. 22.
Is that no good thing or no bad thing?
I'm guessing that's a bad thing.
I'm guessing it's a bad thing.
Give me those strikeouts.
Nick is not a fan of that price on Senga, $22. Looks like Framber's going to go for 20, which is a pretty reasonable price, I think.
It is kind of the anti-Senga.
Yeah.
In terms of like not as many Ks, but damn, he's stable. Did end 2023 pretty poorly, but Framber's a beast.
Framber is a beast. Like the season-long numbers were still really good. He did end poorly. But I think he's still probably, I forget where I have him ranked right now, 13 or something, 14. The rankings are so fluid at this time of year. It's hard to remember.
Luzardo's going. Kind of wish. Well, I can't really bid on Luzardo now because I got Senga. If Luzardo goes for less than 22, that won't be good, man. Because I like Luzardo more than Senga.
Yeah, I like Luzardo more than Senga too. Let's see if I get lucky here.
You're at 19. Come on, people. There's 20. You got to go 21. There you go.
Oh, man.
Now you're in a bidding war against Leggett.
Oh, man.
That's the face of an auction. Arico's just
I don't want
rubbing his eyes. $22. Same price as Senga. Bloom
just completely worked himself out of the will by sniping his dad. Martin Sokolsky in the chat there.
Yeah, that was half the motivation for doing that.
I gotta say, this is a lot of fun though. Like, I don't know if I'd want to be investing like all of my leagues into auctions just because it's going to take a little bit of time to get the feel for them. But I think over time, this might become my preferred format. This is a hell of a lot of fun.
There's just so many different ways you can build teams.
Yeah. I've only currently got 3 players on my team right now.
Yeah, man, you gotta.
Only person with more money here. Only person with more money than me is your boss, is Brent Hershey. He's got only 3 players as well, and he's got $178 left still. So it's going to be the two of us at the end here. We're looking for a lot of $1 players, it looks like. But
hey, Brent's in good company. You're in good company with Brent. He does the 15-team mixed auction for Tout Wars every year, so he's used to this. Granted, Tout Wars is OBP, but Brent's been in that league for years. So yeah, you and Brent you guys are bringing up the rear here.
We'll see. I mean,
Juan Duran, you're in 16.
Yeah, I'll be in at 16. Oh.
For comparison, I took Duvall at 19, and right now you're in at Duran at 18.
No, I'm not going 20.
I wouldn't go 20 on Duran. I don't think. Wow. Someone did go 20. Yep. 20. I mean, Duran's interesting. I mean, we just talked about him on the last show with Bubba, but like, I mean, if he's the sole guy for Minnesota, I think he's the best closer in baseball. But I think Minnesota, I think Duran is 75-80% their closer. And so
it should be 100.
It's going to be hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's agreed. But it's just hard for him to get to 30 saves if he gets only 4 out of 5 chances, for example. But I don't know. We'll see. Went for 21, the same price as Devin Williams and Devin Williams. I can't keep track of all this stuff, man.
No, it's tricky to keep track
this of. Nuts.
It's just a little nuts. Yeah.
This is nuts. Logan Gilbert's at 20.
21. Wow, he's going to get expensive.
He is going to get expensive. I actually had the hot take a couple episodes ago on the pod that a Logan Gilbert over George Kirby.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I just, and it's more me really, really liking Logan Gilbert as opposed to throwing shade at Kirby. Certainly at the price, I like Gilbert more. But I think even straight up, there's a chance there.
At the price, I could see it. Straight up, I'm definitely more.
I admit it's a take.
It's a take. No, but it's not like a crazy take though. I mean, they're. I said it when I did the Mariners preview and I had Sam Worshing on a few weeks ago. You could pretty much take the starting pitching rotation, throw the order at a wall, and whatever happens, and it's not going to be bad. Like it's going to work out one way or another. Whether you want to put Kirby first or Castillo first or Gilbert first, I think it's fine. However you put it.
Sam of First Pitch Arizona fame.
Oh man, Sam had us all in stitches doing that Palazzo podcast live. That was one of the highlights. That whole last night, man.
I remember us sitting in the back of the room in the corner, just dying laughing. That was a night. That was a night. Edwin Diaz just went for 20, by the way. So
Edwin Diaz, yeah, that's kind of the going rate for these closers. Oh, Christopher Sanchez.
Oh God, they're gonna make me do it. Who nominated this guy?
Leggett.
I think everyone listening knows I love Christopher Sanchez. He's already over his average.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. How do you know it's a Bubba in the Bloom listener league?
Exactly. He's already at 9. He's already double his average.
Oh
10.
God, $10.
I can't do $11. I should, but I'm not going to.
He goes for $10. Wow.
Pops got him.
Wow. That's the max on him since how long? Since the beginning of January, anyway.
Beginning of time. Okay. Seiya Suzuki. I was waiting for the Christopher Sanchez when that would hit.
It came earlier than I was when I was thinking, but $10. $10 Sanchez. Wow.
Here's another Bubba in the Bloom favorite, Seiya Suzuki. Get bid up, I'm sure. Smart listeners we have to the pod. He's already at 17 with an average of 15. I'll go 18. I got beat. Leggett got him at 18.
Yeah, I think I'm tapped out at that point on him too.
I think Suzuki's really good. I just he's never put it together. I say never. He's been in majors for 2 years. But he just hasn't been able to, like, either just injury or like some long slumps. He's shown really good spurts, but never over a season.
Yeah. So, if he's able to play a whole year, though, I mean, what was the price? $18.
Yeah, 18. I like that, and I think in redraft and in straight drafts too. Like the I forget what his ADP is, but it's very, very palatable.
I forget, like 140, maybe 150.
Sounds about right. Maybe in like 9th round, something like that. Yeah.
Bogarts has pushed up to $16. That's Brent Hershey in on him at 16. I'm not pushing him any higher than that. First of all, I guess I don't need to because of the shortstop, but he goes to 17 now.
Yeah, wow. He will be second base eligible, but that doesn't honestly change that much for me.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
17 for Bogarts. Fully priced, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Jazz Chisholm will be interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be fascinating. I will not even begin to pretend I know what to do with Jazz Chisholm. Like, could go 40-40, man.
Yeah.
30-40.
Yeah.
But could also do what he's done the last few years and get hurt.
He was we talked about him on my PitchCon panel that if you put together his stats the last couple of years, it's like 37 and 34 or something over 158 games. Like it's pretty wild what he could do in a full season.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's never done it, but
yeah. He's expensive here. Your dad's going to get him for $20.
$20? I don't mind that.
I don't mind it either.
I mean, you've got to start taking your shots somewhere, and $20, like, yeah, you're in for a little bit. But even if you get, I mean, what Jazz did last year, even if you just get a partial season from Jazz, I mean, he could get $20 in a half year, even if he gets hurt, plus the replacement value. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I'll give Pop some credit for that one.
Who's more invested in baseball between you and your dad? Who's the bigger baseball fan?
I mean, it's hard to be more invested in this stuff than me. So.
That's true.
And I mean, you're part of it. We are like the 0.1% of maniacs that do
This is
this
true.
way
The
too
people
much.
the people who talk about it every single day.
But now he's into it. He's gone to First Pitch Arizona with me for 10 years.
Wow.
He likes the stuff. Yuri Perez. Average auction price of $18, and you're in at 14. Who's your pitcher so far? Do you just have? Yeah, you just have Kirby. So yeah, you do need Kirby. You need to start looking at your SP2s.
Yeah.
And I mean, Yuri would be a fit. You're at 18, right at the average. Someone just went 19. What are we doing, Joe? 20. As you're massaging, as you grunt into the microphone. There you go. You got him. $20.
$20.
I like it. Same price as Framber and $2 cheaper than Senga. My Senga.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
You seem mildly pleased.
I don't know how to feel about half of these picks, man. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good price. I just worry about how they're going to use them.
Yeah, like another ghost IL/AAA stint.
I couldn't believe they sent him down last year.
Here's Will Smith going a little under the radar.
Yeah.
You just went 13. I went 14.
It's getting a little
Taylor,
up there
15. For me. Yeah, and like I don't know, 2-catcher league. Especially in fab leagues, I'm okay getting I want to get a good first catcher, but there's probably 10 of them.
Yeah.
12 of them. And then I'm okay waiting and kind of streaming my second catcher as opposed to like in draft and hold where I want to get 2 good catchers.
Yeah, I worry about Smith too a little bit just because he's not going to need. I mean, he's going to mostly be catching, obviously, but there's going to be no DH at bats available to him anymore.
Yep.
And that might only be 10 or 15 games, maybe only 50, 60 at bats, but it does make a difference.
Bobby Miller at 18 is a good price.
I would have preferred that probably over Yuri, but I mean, you live and you learn.
It's tough to it's just tough to compare.
Yeah.
In a vacuum. But you could just looking back, you could do a staff around like a $22 Luzardo, an $18 Bobby Miller, a $22 Glasnow, or a $20 Yuri Perez. Like get 3 of those guys, which again you can't do in a straight draft because they're pretty close in ADP to each other. That would be maybe the next listener league that I'm doing. I'll do something around that. I'll take my lumps with you in this live stream and then apply my learnings. Hater at 19. I saw you were in for a little bit.
I was in for a little bit. I worry about the talent around him. I commented on one of your pods recently. I think it was the most recent one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I think he's like the 3rd best reliever skill wise.
Yep.
And I don't know if he's guaranteed that job all year. If things aren't looking great, there are just better options, or at least equal options. Like Abreu is incredible, and Presley, even though he's old, he's still got amazing stuff. He could still very easily be a closer. We were all expecting him to be a closer, so I worry a little bit about the security there especially for $20.
I'm with you, and we have seen spurts of Josh Hader where it has not gone well. I mean, he had a ERA north of 5 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You go for $6 on Jackson Holiday.
I'll go for $6 on him. I don't know if I'll go any higher, but if it ends up being $6, I'll be happy. Yeah, there you go.
This one's 7.
I don't know if I'm going to go any higher. I already have a lot of Holiday this year. I have a lot of Holiday.
Do you?
Yeah, I have him in 4 leagues.
Do you think he starts on opening day?
I think he does. I don't see a reason not to, unless the spring is just horrendous. I think he's going to be there on opening day. There's been talk about him potentially playing second too. But I think one way or the other, he's up on opening day. Do you think he is as well?
I don't know. I think so. But yeah, I agree with what you said. But it's just like, even if he does start opening, like it's just so hard to figure out what he's going to do. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So the same team that took Holiday at $7 took Jackson Chourio at 14.
Yeah, somebody's into prospects here, it seems like.
All right, Paul Goldschmidt, boring old Goldschmidt, average of 18. He's already at 14. You're in at 15. Both of us need a first baseman. I'll go 18 on my man. You got me at 19. Looks like you're gonna get him.
I got him.
I couldn't click 20. I like that. I like that $19.
I don't mind it. He is the cheapest first baseman off the board so far.
Yep. Next cheapest is Bellinger at 21, and then which Bellinger could very well be outfield.
Yeah,
but
sure.
All the other first basemen have all been 30 plus, as they should be. Here's Jordan Walker. Jeez. I don't know. I hope if you get him at $6, his average is 14. That average seems high to me, but
it's a little bit high. But the per game numbers last year were really good. 276 average, 16 homers, 7 steals. I mean, am I going to get him for $10? Nope. Oh, second jump.
Almost.
Parada's using up a lot of the remaining bucks here on Jordan Walker.
You going to go 12? It's 2 below average. Nope.
No, I'm okay.
See, part of this going on the stream is just to get you to bid more. Assuming I can even keep up with what's going on. I wonder if the stream is I wonder how delayed the actual stream is from.
That's a good question. I should take a look. Let's see.
Open up a 9th tab. Glacius is up, so you've got some. Oh no, you don't have a closer. You should be in on this, man.
17. It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, he'll go
18.
a little more. This is right around this right price. I mean, I took Duvall 19.
It's not bad.
Right next to each other. So.
Oh, I literally clicked the 19 at the same time.
Now
it's expensive.
Now he's at 20 again.
Now it's too much for me. So the stream is no, it's actually pretty good.
It's right on.
It's like a couple seconds delayed, but it's not too bad. If you guys are here on the YouTube side, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've been doing a ton of live videos, and not even just live ones, but doing podcasts and then posting them on YouTube if you do prefer to consume content video-wise as opposed to audio. I'm not sure why you'd want to look at my mug, but if you did, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and be sure you're checking out all the great stuff we got going on at sportsethos.com. I should be plugging this stuff more often. First time I've done this plug an hour and a half into the stream. But we got a lot of great stuff coming up at the website with the draft guide coming out next week. And, of course, a lot of podcasts. Every single day I'm doing podcasts, if you guys are not aware. And based on some of the polling I did a couple weeks ago, a lot of you are not aware one way or the other. But I do a daily podcast that you guys should be checking out Monday through Friday, Fantasy MLB Today, wherever you get your podcasts. It is available there. Have we missed anything, really? It's just Gabriel Moreno for $9 here.
No, you did it. You did your own read while Gabriel Moreno was going, so that was well timed.
I like Moreno. I like Moreno. $9 is actually probably not too bad either, especially if he ends up batting the top third of the order, like a lot of people think he will.
Yep.
Brian Reynolds, $5. Yeah, okay. Twist my arm.
Come on. I'm the one who threw him out there, so. $19 average for Brian Reynolds.
You got to love the balance across so many categories you get from him.
And honestly, like you could laugh at Pittsburgh and say Pittsburgh, but like if O'Neal Cruz stays healthy, if Brian Hayes takes a step forward that a lot of people think he will, it's not a bad top half of the lineup around Reynolds.
No, it's not. And I said it somewhere recently. I don't even remember where, but when O'Neal Cruz did have his like breakout a couple of years ago, it was like 70, 80 games. and he had 50 ribbies. He drove in 40, or he scored 45. He drove in 50 or something. Like, the runs and RBIs didn't suffer because of the bad lineup around him. And I think a guy like Reynolds is kind of in the same boat where he doesn't need to have superstars around him to still give you like 85 and 85 with pretty safe production across the board. He's not hurting you anywhere. You got to like that. He doesn't hurt you anywhere.
Absolutely. And like, I mean, the downside is like, so the back half of Pittsburgh's lineup is so bad that lineup's just not going to turn over as much. Like, you're not going to get as much churn. But in like right around Reynolds is I think enough on base skill and whatnot that runs an RBI shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, and I think that's something you can take away from analyzing teams and lineups and apply that to other teams too.
Yeah.
Anthony Volpe, average of 11. You were in at 9.
I was in at 9, but I don't really need him for the way my team is constructed. I don't think it was more. I wouldn't have minded him at that price. Although I guess, let me see. Stolen bases are going to be interesting. I mean, Bobby Witt is such a cushion for steals, and then Goldschmidt as well is probably going to be. I mean, who even knows at this point with Goldschmidt? 10, 12 steals maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, it's so hard to. It could be 0.
It could be 0. Yeah. Romano is somebody that I'm not like terribly interested in.
I'm interested in your take on. Yeah, I'm kind of out, but
in a standard snake draft, I think the price is a little expensive. In an auction, I could see him being interesting. I mean, this is getting a little pricey. The second half was really bad. Backs are tricky.
Yep.
Like, it was like 4 months of not great control from him. 3-4 months where he didn't have control. The whip ended up at 122. I don't think he's going to lose the job necessarily. It's more a health concern, and that's kind of why I'm out. I don't mind him, but I think there's a lot of risk as your first closer.
Yeah, the two big things I'm huge on with pitchers is how did you end, and then injury concerns. And like, Romano, it wasn't just he finished the year badly. It was kind of I think because of the back, and backs are tricky.
Yeah,
they sometimes don't go away. So.
Yeah, a lot of the time they don't go away.
He did go for Romano, went for 18. So
a
couple bucks lower than some of the guys around him.
Yeah. I need
Sean Murphy just went for 10. You do need a closer, and I mean there's at least a handful left. So I wouldn't be panicking too much yet.
Yeah.
But soon.
Soon enough.
But soon you should panic. Oh, Joe Ryan.
I don't think the homer to fly ball is going to stick this year. I think that was an anomaly.
I'm so with you. I think homer to fly ball is very much overblown when looking at pitchers. Oh, we're going to get in a bidding war, aren't we? You just went 19 to my 18. Do I go 20?
Do you go 20 or do you give them to me?
No, you could take it.
Oh,
we've got mystery team number 3 comes in. Parada at 20. You got to go 21, man.
No, I can't.
Let's go.
I can't. As much as I like him, I can't go 21 on him. There's still a lot of SPs that I like on the board.
I know. Yeah.
But I mean, it's probably not a bad price. I think that he's still really good. And I think if you look under the hood last year, I think the ERA ended up at 450 or something. He's not anywhere close to that bad. He's nowhere near that. Oh, here's my guy.
Here we go. I'm just gonna sit back and watch the dollars go up here. Zach Eflin, Joe's number 2 overall starting pitcher for 2024.
Yeah, you're barely exaggerating.
Is up for bidding, people. Let's see how high he goes. You're already at the average. 17. Leggett goes 18.
18.
Dude, this is your reputation on the line, man. You got to go at least 25 max. The room's gonna give him to you for 19.
Let's go.
Orico, well done. Look at that smile.
$19 for my boy.
Wow, you got to be happy with that. Two more than average, but
I'm very happy with that.
Better on Eflin than the average. So that's awesome.
I'm happy with that. We mentioned earlier that we were having a lot of fun at First Pitch Arizona in the back, hanging out there, and it was because of this man in the live chat, Mike Carter. He was
Carter's here.
an absolute hoot to be around that night in Arizona.
What's up, Mike?
The Canadian conversion rate was 11.75 for Eflin. That's good. I wish. No, it actually would go the other way. We'd be paying 25, 27 or whatever. So
where is Eflin on your top? I know he's top 10. Is he like 7th, 8th?
No. I moved him down a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Nick,
he was that high, I thought.
Nick scolded me. He's at 10. He's at 10 right now.
What does Nick know about pitching?
I don't know. People say he knows a couple things, I guess.
He didn't like my Senga pick, so I'll remember that one.
You remember that when Senga's holding up the Cy Young at the end of the season?
That's right. That's right. Getting his 240th strikeout. No, I do. I mean, Senga, I don't know. The Ks are awesome. The walk rate, not so much, which I'm sure is why.
Yeah. And for year one, though, I mean, for year one, that was a pretty damn good showing.
Oh, yeah.
Yanner's getting expensive here. This is a Bubba in the Bloom league, so catchers are going to be expensive.
I know, and I'm thinking 13. I went for 13 right after I clicked. Did I go 14 on Yanner?
Carter was on one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Carter was he'd had a drink or two, we'll put it that way.
Yanner Diaz, 14 to Bloomfield. Come on, click that. Get that clock down. There we go.
Here he goes. Ryan gets Yanner Diaz for $14. It's up to me
making
now.
Bubba proud. Making Bubba proud. It's really what I live for these days.
All right, let's throw out another classic Joe guy. Bryson Stott.
Someone in the chat just said bastard, so I don't know who that was directed at. Hopefully me.
What did someone say?
Just bastard. With no context around it. So I don't know after which player said comment was made. Bryson Stott, you're getting him for $10? No, there we go.
See what he ends up going for. It's not going to be as cheap as I'm hoping, but am I going to get pushed? Oh, man.
$16, Bryson Stott's at. No, 17, Brent Hershey, noted Philadelphia Philly fan.
Yeah.
And at 17. Yeah. Would be his first Philly. Sharma back up to 18.
$18. That's expensive. I really like him, but that's expensive for a guy who's not going to be top of the order.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with Stott, but God, what do you have? 25 steals last year?
He had 30. I think he got 30, didn't he?
Could be. I'm going just off the top. It was a lot.
Yeah. Cole Reagans.
All right, bring Pollock back in. See if Reagans goes for Senga's price.
No, he won't get that high, I don't think.
Bryson Stott had 31 bags last year. You're right. 15 homers and hit 280. That is good.
Wow, I thought I got Reagans for $13 there, and it was the last second I got pushed up. Shit, man. I'm not even really that interested in Reagans, but I want to share. I just want to have one share, maybe two, just to see if he actually is able to carry over.
See what happens.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think coming into draft season, I thought Reagans would just the helium would be crazy with him.
Yeah.
But the price is really pretty reasonable.
It's not what I thought. Yeah, I thought he'd be top 100. He'll probably get there, for main events. He'll probably be a top 100 pick, especially if anybody listened to Nick go on about him for 20 minutes on that show we did.
Nick moving markets. David Bednar just went for 17. Were you thinking about him at all, or that's one less closer available to you?
Yeah, it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to go for a couple in a row, maybe. 95 is what my budget's looking like here.
Munoz has been nominated.
Munoz, well. I should be in on Munoz. Again, some worries, but it's more so about how they'll use him as opposed to him himself.
Exactly. Exactly. There was some skill slippage with him last year, but he went from like really good to really good. You got him at 14. I like that.
I'll take him at 14, man.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. There's no $0 bids, right? It's you got to start at 1.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, 14. That's the cheapest closer price so far by $3.
I'll take it.
3 less than Bednar.
Hunter Green and his new
Hunter
pitches.
Green.
Hunter Green and the new splitter. Where will we end up here at Hunter Green? Man, he's potentially so good. It's just that park. It's just that damn park.
And he's already at 10. It's just so inconsistent. Like, I don't know. I just ran some numbers a week or two ago looking at guys who throw over 98 and how many of them actually go over 100 innings. There's only been 3 pitchers to do it in the last 10 plus years.
Oh, God.
And Hunter Green's one of them, and Hunter Green has done it twice, but nobody has ever thrown 130 innings at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball or higher. Was the takeaway to that one. So,
well, the admin's calling a 5-minute break.
5-minute break. I think I'll take advantage. What do you think of the squad first, real quick? Your squad. You've got Goldschmidt 19, Witt 45, Riley 35. So you got like your first, second-ish round pick. Kirby in your third round, basically 27, Yuri 20, Eflin 19, 14 for Munoz. Feeling good?
All things considered, first auction, feeling pretty good. I think it's not bad. What about you? What are you thinking of my squad? We'll get to yours in a sec. But what do you think of my squad?
I think you had to pay up for Witt, and I think that's fine. Riley, I thought you got a decent price on that combination. Like, you have top end production.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone 27 on Kirby, but that's just me. But I think you made up for it with Yuri Perez and Eflin at 20 and 19. And I think you got into the closer pool at a pretty good price with Munoz at 14 at a time in the auction when I don't think there are, like, Paul Sewald's still available, maybe another 1 or 2 like full-time closers. I think you got out of that pickle pretty well taking Munoz. So yeah, I like it, man.
It's not too bad. You got Yainer Diaz at $14, Jose Altuve at 22, Lindor at 33, Adolis Garcia at 22, and then you have Pablo Lopez at 28, Kodai Senga at 22, and Camilo Doval at $19. Still got $100 left. What are you thinking so far, Ryan?
I feel like slight overpays on Lindor and Senga. I'm not a Mets fan, so I don't know why that happened. Feel okay about it. I'm probably one of the few teams without a $35 player. And that was for me kind of by design coming in, is I want to kind of spread the wealth, spread the risk on the hitter side and not go into the 40s. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just that is the market. There's just a lot of $40 guys. So we'll see. I think hopefully I'll have the ability to stay at $1 days a little bit near the end, but I don't know, man. Any auction, like, you're going to love some picks. You're going to not love some picks. I don't love the Senga pick.
Yeah. I don't really hate anything yet. I think the Yuri one is my least favorite at $20, especially seeing Bobby Miller go for 18 right after.
That's true. And Miller did. I think that was pretty close after Yuri went.
Yeah. I love Bobby Miller.
When you took Yuri.
I love both of them, really, but I think Miller might be a little bit safer just because of the innings, even though it might be a 6-man. Based on that conversation again with Nick last week, the way we were breaking down the math is, even though it's a 6-man, that's probably still 150, 160 innings from him, and that's pretty much par for the course these days.
Agreed. Who's your favorite buy so far?
Oh, it's got to be Eflin. It's got to be my guy Eflin for $19. I think. Although Munoz at 14, like, if he has the full-time role, that's going to be a huge bargain. It's going to be like, as long as there's no messing around with Matt Brash or anything like that, that's going to be 30 saves. That's going to be a sub-3 ERA. That's going to be like a 35% K rate. It could be massive. Ben just got back from dinner. Did you not like what you spent on Kodai, which is, I guess, common? I guess a little bit expensive, maybe. I think Nick coming in.
And Nick coming in and saying no certainly helps the psyche on that pick. Ben, I don't know if you were in there, but that's never good. But in all seriousness, like I'd rather take, and again, in an auction, it's so easy to sit back and look at these prices after the fact because like Luzardo went after Kodai Senga, but I'd much rather have a Luzardo at the same price. I'd much rather have Bobby Miller $4 cheaper. I'd rather have Eflin $3 cheaper. It's more the it's not really Senga himself. It's more the guys that went in that range that went for cheaper that I actually think I like more. So
yeah.
But yeah, Pollock, all caps, no, certainly helped. I'll be right back. I think we're going to start back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody who is hanging out here in the chat. It's going to be back in 30 seconds. I hope Ryan doesn't take too long. He should be okay, though. I think he'll be all right just based on the way the bidding has gone. I expect over the course, now, again, I haven't done any of these before. This is the first one I've ever done, but I would expect the farther we go, the less time it'll take for each player. Once you start to see the likes of like, I don't know, Reed Detmers and Kerry Carpenters of the world start to get nominated, I don't think we'll see bidding that lasts as long. And we have Alexis Diaz here, starting off the nominations he's up to $10. I'll go in at 11. I'm not sure how high I want to push Alexis Diaz. I already have a few shares. Now he's gotten to the point where I don't want him at $15. That's more expensive than what I paid for Munoz. He's up to $16-17 now. It's in the same range as the other closers. And while he has been really good, some of the supporting numbers aren't as great. It's still a bad ballpark. And I think 17 is a little bit too expensive for me. Let's hope that for Ryan's sake, he doesn't miss too much longer here. Thairo Estrada. I love Thairo Estrada. Let's see if that is used against me here, because I have been not exactly quiet about my love for Thairo. Let's see what he ends up getting to. I'm the high man at 7, but it won't stay that way. He'll probably end up going for 12, 13, 14 bucks. He's currently at 11. Pushed up to 12 for Thairo, 13. That's not a bad price still, honestly. But Brent just pushed him up to 14 here.
Oh, the room's trying to sneak Thairo Estrada past me. Another Bubba Bloom favorite going above average. Above average value now.
Oh, yeah. I really like Thairo. It was Jason Collette, what he said at first pitch, that he kind of just got me thinking with the whole Bob Melvin stolen base situation. We could see like 40 steals out of Thairo this year, and it wouldn't be the craziest thing. Not that we would project that, but you could see a 35-40 steal season potentially coming from him.
I think he's one of my favorite buys in drafts, and I mean he went for 17 in this auction, but Estrada's average at 12. That just, to me, screams bargain. But yeah, I of course am not a homer for Estrada, but I really like him.
Yeah, homer by osmosis.
Exactly. I feel like I'm a semi-Giants fan. As much as I talked about, and I don't really have a team. I like the Mariners. I mean, they're blacked out here, but there's ways around that. $19, Glaber.
That's crazy. They're blacked out for you.
I don't even live that close to Seattle. I mean, I'm in Oregon. We're like 3 or 4 hours away. They're the closest MLB team, but
I don't understand the point of blackouts at all. It makes zero sense to me. But
yeah, hopefully that all starts to change these next few years. There's so much unrest in the cable and RSN market. But Dylan Cease, dude, here we go. Average of 13. Rico just did 8. It started to tick down a couple seconds at your 8.
Yeah, I thought
you're going in.
Yeah, into a certain extent. He's not without his risks, and I don't really need him, but it's cheap, man.
As it ticks down, you're at 12. Gonna get him for $1 cheaper? Nope. God, I hate that.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm not a big Cease guy, but
I'm not a big
honestly
Cease guy,
like,
but yeah, maybe.
honestly, you compare Cease to Senga at 22, Cease at 13. Are they that different?
I hear what you're saying. Like I'd still take Senga, but I hear what you're saying for sure.
Bregman up at 15. I feel like he's going to get bid up quite a bit. Maybe by me. They stopped bidding. It started to get to like 5 seconds.
Yeah, you need a third baseman too.
Yeah, I need a baseman. I'm going to screw this $1 up. I'm going to jump it from 11 to 14. Gilroy goes 15. Now I'm at 16. I thought I was going to get a bargain. I'll take him for 16, though, if no one else.
16 is pretty good.
All right.
What did Arenado go for?
Arenado went for 18.
Yeah,
so
that's a great price considering they're essentially the same player, but Bregman's going to score you a few more runs. Like,
are they similar in ADP?
Yeah, they've been. I don't know about recently, but they've been within about 5-10 picks of each other for a lot of draft season.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right. They're right next to each other. All right. I'll take that. I like it.
I like that a lot for you. If I didn't already have Riley, I probably would have been a little more interested there, but that's a good price, I think.
We had a question earlier about the stack, and I said about stacking. I said I don't really try and do that. A half hour later, here I am with Yainer Diaz, Jose Altuve, and Alex Bregman. So there we go.
We'll have to see what happens when Chas McCormick is up on the board.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other Houston guys.
Christian Walker's up at 19. He's getting a little pricey. I like Walker, but that's a little pricey for me.
Yeah, Bubba and I disagree on Walker. He likes Walker a lot. I think he's okay, but this is $20. The other thing, there are not many, like he's the last, and this is another important thing in auctions. Like, I feel like Walker's the last of that first base tier that just went. So the remaining first basemen are Casas, so he might be in that tier too. But then like Torek, Spencer Steer, Yandy Diaz. I feel like there's a little bit of a drop after Walker there.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, depending on how you think of Casas, some people are in love with Casas, but I tend to agree with you.
Ha-Seong Kim, God, can't let him go this cheap, but it's me and you bidding him up.
Yeah,
average of 16, but like he's at 10, 11.
It goes back to what I said earlier. Like every player you're in at for a certain price.
I know yep. It's crazy.
It's players you never thought you'd care about in the average draft this year. You might have, like, I've done, I think, 10 drafts this year, and there's players, like, I haven't really been in on Kim, but if I would have been able to get him for $8, then, you better believe I'm going to be in on him at $8.
And that's, yeah, I mean, we've probably said it a few times now, but you need to be paying attention to every single player because, in a straight draft, I'm not even worrying about Ha-Seong Kim, but especially in an online room like this where it's easier for players to slip through the cracks, like, there's no one announcing the guy's name on the speaker.
Yep.
You've got to be dialed in.
I said earlier, I wondered if there was going to be one like crazy player that just slips through the cracks. But we haven't really.
Not yet. It could very well happen, but Rico, I'm trying to go 12. You beat me to it.
See,
George Springer.
It's a matter of allocating budgets at this point too. Like it's really so much more complicated than he's yours for 13. It's really so much more complicated than your average snake draft. It really adds it's a completely different game. It's what I love about fantasy baseball is that there's so many different formats that are essentially completely different games. They're all fantasy baseball, but if you're talking about a points league versus roto versus auction drafts versus snake, like there are just countless possibilities.
And in these auctions, it's so much more than just looking at your projected number, comparing that to the number that's on there as you get bid up to 14 on Nick Castellanos. you have to you can't just keep getting $20 guys if they're bargains. You're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
You need to allocate a budget for each, I think, hitter slot. Maybe not by position, but at least your hitters and pitchers. And yeah, you can veer from that a little bit, but like you need to make sure your plan is to take hitters that add up to a dollar amount that makes sense. You can't just keep going for $20 guys because they seem like bargains early in the auction, and you're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
I like the Springer at 13 though. I'm a fan of that one.
That's a good price for him. I'm just worried about my remaining money and how
much you at? Where are you at? Yeah, you're at 81. I'm at 71. Shit. As I go on and on about knowing your own budget, and then I probably have spent the most. No, there's a couple. One team's got $22 left.
All right, let's have some fun here.
Oh, you're nominating Rodon. Let's go. 97-mile-an-hour Rodon.
Oh, shit, for a second there. That's what happens to you. Think, am I getting him for $1? Of course not.
Average is 14, which seems a little pricey, but he's not creeping up very fast right now in this. You've got 4. I've only got 2 pitchers. You know who has a ton of money left is Brent Hershey. He's got 1 pitcher and $146. And there's something to be said for, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There's something to be said for having the hammer in these middle rounds. Like he could clean up in these middle rounds as you get Rodon for $11.
$11.
Okay.
As I was, talking about him today, I tweeted about him. I talked about him on the show. But this is your listener league, not mine. So no one was listening.
Yeah, we just bag Rodon on our show, so that's why he went cheap.
Yeah, he's throwing 97. If he's throwing 97, that was a big concern for Eno last week. For all of us, was like if he's throwing 93, then he's useless. But 97, $11, $3 below market value. I mean.
Yep. And it's not just 97. It's not like Rodon gassing it early in camp. I mean, you compare it to last year. He was at like 92, 93 at this time. So,
but that's got to be pretty much it for my pitching budget, though. I mean,
yeah,
pretty much.
You'll be single digits from here on out, pitching wise.
Yeah,
like I budgeted $93 or no. $90 for pitching. So
I didn't come in with a certain hard number, which is probably not the best way to go about it. I just didn't want to constrain myself. If there's a player I love for 16 and it's 17,
that's the tricky part. Yep. You can pigeonhole yourself a little too much if you get too structured with what you want to do.
Yeah, I probably should have had a little more structure looking back on it, but it's I'm pretty happy with it. Usually, like my main flaw in a lot of my drafts this year is keep telling myself there's pitching later that I can wait on, and then I wait, and then it's like I had Mitch Keller as an SP3 in a draft the other day. It's like, oh my god, like what did I do? Like I just thought I could wait, and I couldn't wait as long as I thought. But now I've taken care of pitching. There's a lot of bats that I do like as you go down the board. Like I don't have to worry. Like I need another closer, but I don't need to worry about starting pitching at all. And that's something that has been throughout draft season a big concern for me is taking starting pitching late, because the pool does really thin out after a certain point. Kenley Jansen I should probably be in on.
These are going to be I'm interested in the this next tier of closers and what they start going for. Jansen is an average of 10. Like I was saying earlier, you've got the cheapest closer in the clubhouse at 14. It looks like Jansen's going to go for 9.
Wow.
So one below his average.
Yeah, I wonder, not that it matters immediately, but I wonder if the Liam Hendriks signing is going to take that price down a little bit. Just people worried about what's going to happen later in the summer, if Jansen will get traded.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't think initially it means much, but yeah, you're right. Maybe they're building depth for a midseason trade. Here's a Jose Abreu someone trying to sneak him in.
He's only $2. He's only average at $2. I'm surprised. I know it was a down year, but that seems like a really, really good price to pay. $3
pops.
That's a good price. I mean, You don't
$3.
even need him to be. You don't even need him to be amazing or anything. You just need him to be pretty average at that point. In that lineup, he's probably going to be better than average. Wyatt Langford, average of $7.
Nominated by Brent Hershey, who knows his prospects. So this is an interesting nomination. Let's see here. Yeah, I probably should have taken Abreu just to further my Houston stack. I don't have a first baseman.
Yeah, you don't have a first baseman. It would have worked. That's true. I got to say, this is taking longer than I had thought it would, the draft as a whole. But I do think that probably in the later rounds, it'll go quicker.
I had heard it was between like 2.5 to 3.5 hours. I think we're trending towards 3.5 at least. It's already been 2 hours and we're only in the 9th round. But you're right. The back half of these things go a lot quicker. Justin Steele.
Yeah, that's a good price. Really
13
good price.
average. I'm in at 12. I'll go 14. I don't know if I'll go higher. He just went for 15.
I still see him as being pretty safe. Like even 13 seems like a good value.
I'm gonna go 16. I won't go higher though. I'm taking my finger off the mouse.
And it looks like
I didn't need to because you went $16. Justin Steele, SP3 behind Lopez and Senga.
That's pretty damn
It's
good.
All right. That's all right. I don't know. I like Steele. I think. Oh wait, I gotta nominate someone now. Jesus. Let's do a little Paul Sewald. Let's drain this closer market.
Ugh.
Started out at 10. Throw Sewald out. Average of 14. I stopped at 12. I just went 13. Damn it. Someone went 14. I would have loved a $13 Sewald.
Damn. Yeah. 16.
Now he's up to 16, which is
it's not bad compared to the market, compared to the rest of the closer pool. That's actually pretty good. $16, but there it is. $16 to Gilroy.
I like that price.
Yeah.
I like that price. Did Gilroy have? Where's Gilroy's squad? He's got Gausman and Wheeler, and now Sewald. So good fit for him.
That's a good squad he's got. Actually, I like that team.
Like I said, when I budget, so I said I budgeted 90. Maybe Gilroy has a different number. He's spent now $77. So he would, under my budget, have like 13 more bucks to spend on 6 guys. So it's that's the downside, obviously, of going Gausman Wheeler. But where are we at here? Sal Perez
is getting. I was in on him at first, but he's gotten a little pricey for me.
Yeah. $12, $2 cheaper than my Yiner Diaz. I think I'm okay with that. I have a man crush on Yiner Diaz.
Yeah, but I would take Diaz over Perez pretty handily this year.
Teoscar. Joe, you're in on the early bidding.
I'm in for now.
Now are you in? I just jumped. What? Oh, it changed all caps, Bloomfield.
Everybody's in.
I'm at 14, average of 13. Let's see if I was just bidding against Brent. Yep, Brent just went 15. And that's what I was just saying. Brent has the hammer in these middle rounds. He can basically do what he wants.
Yeah. He can what does his team look like at this point? His only pitcher is Emmanuel Clase.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be interesting to see how he builds that staff. He's going to get Teoscar for 17. Oh no, just went 18.
18. He's the only guy with over 100 at this point. Kornick has 100 on the button, but Brent's got 146. And Kornick goes down to 82. Brent, like you said, he's going to be having his way here in the middle rounds. Torkelson.
Just the batting average scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, a little
Like,
bit.
I don't think there's much upside from a 233. And it's weird to say that because Torque is, I mean, he's so young. But that said, I just clicked 10 and he went 11. Tons of power. Nah, I'm not. I'm out.
It's a little.
There's some other first baseman I like.
Yeah, first base is really deep, I think.
It is.
Like Andy Diaz, Naylor still there, Vinny P, Hoskins. There's still a lot of names left. That's kind of why I'm kicking myself for spending 19 on Goldschmidt. I didn't really need to, but
yeah, Goldschmidt, 19, and then Walker 20. I don't know.
I don't hate it.
I mean, Torque ended up going for 16. So,
yeah.
I mean, would you have $3 less and have Goldschmidt over Torque?
No, I don't think so.
It's close. Here's Kimbrel. You're in at 2. I'll jump it to 10. I want to get like a good deal on a second closer, but I don't want to spend too much more.
Oof. Last second push up to 12 on Kimbrel.
Dad almost got him at 11. Now he's at 13.
It
looks like he's going to get him 13.
Yeah.
$1 cheaper than your Munoz. But I like Munoz more.
I like Munoz more, but it's not bad though. That every buck really counts. You see that as you go.
You will, yes. This especially like the last 7 rounds. Yes, every dollar is gentrified.
Ben, if you want to hop in here, I can send you the link. I see you're commenting on the YouTube. Just let me know if you want the link. You can hop on.
Right. Let's get some more sports ethos blood in here. I'm probably going to jump off in about 30 minutes. So
okay. Yeah. No, I didn't think it would go this long, so I appreciate you hanging out here. Makes it a lot easier.
I got to save those pipes for labor mix tomorrow night.
Yeah, indeed. I've got a busy schedule too. Over the next week, we're going to do a tout live stream next week as well.
Are you? Nice.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
You're in the solds, like the alternate category league?
Yeah, it's 15 team solds and innings pitched.
Yep. Cool. I will definitely check that out.
We've had a couple trades in the league too. Todd Zola was traded for Derek.
Saw that.
Derek Van Riper.
DVR out.
Was he in your league before? Was that trade with your league?
No, that was with one of the leagues that's drafting in New York. So maybe there was some travel complication. I'm in the 15-team mixed draft, which is like March 5th.
Okay. That's online, right?
It's online. Yeah. I can't really make it to tout at the moment. So I've been before. It's a ton of fun.
I'd love to go, and one day hopefully I'll be able to get out there in person. I'd love to go to Vegas, New York, First Pitch Florida. Do you go to First Pitch Florida?
I haven't. No, it's similar to tout. It's so far for a short weekend with 2 little kids at home. My weekend journeys are limited.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
For the foreseeable future. How far are you from? How hard is it to get to New York City?
From Toronto, not too bad.
Yeah, I would think you can.
Couple-hour flight.
Yeah. I flew to JFK, took a shuttle in, and it was fine. I would highly recommend it if you can swing it someday.
Yeah, I've actually never been to New York City. I've been to like Buffalo, but I've never been to the city itself, just New York State.
Buffalo is very far from New York City.
Yeah.
Wilson Contreras just went for 10 to Hershey. That's like
what you were saying.
That's a buy, man.
That's a buy. My most rostered player is Wilson Contreras this year.
Is it?
He's
Good
number
man.
1. He's
I love
tied,
Wilson Contreras this year.
It's Wilson Contreras tied with Jorge Polanco at this point.
That's one of my other takes on a thing on our catcher episode was Wilson will be the more valuable Contreras this year.
I could easily see it. I could easily see it.
See, now Brent's picking up some steam. Just got Wilson Contreras, just got Ketel Marte for a combined $23.
Yeah.
That seems strong.
I don't know what to
Tanner
make of
Scott.
Tanner Scott. I don't know what to make of him.
I think the Puck news is really good. The news that Puck is probably going to be stretched out. Like, I think that gives Tanner Scott a little bit more of a leash. And obviously I'm bidding right now. So I'm at 11 for Scott. Average is 14. Does have 2 first names, but that's okay. I got him for 11. I'll take that.
That's pretty good.
That's 3 less than his average, which again doesn't really mean anything, but makes you feel good, I guess.
Oh, Pete Fairbanks is still sitting out there.
Is he? Okay.
Let's see.
You threw him out. Helsley's still out there.
Helsley's still out there. Who else we got in terms of closers?
Clay Holmes,
Alzolay. Depending on how you feel about Jose Alvarado, he's still out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's the closer, but
yeah,
till his elbow blows up.
Oh, Jesus, look at these bargains. Look at that bargain.
Look at that. See, this is auction, man. Now you're getting closer bargains. We just got Scott and Fairbanks for $11 off of a Jansen 9. I mean, you can quibble with the exact players, but that's where these closers are going right now, as opposed to that top tier of closers, which were all 20, give or take.
Look who's joined us. It is AC Bubba himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I figured I'd stop by.
Man.
I figured I'd stop by and see what you guys are up to today. You know, just doing a little draft. Looks like.
All right, so where did I mess up? This is a little practice for tomorrow night, Bubba. What? Actually, take a guess for my least favorite pick, because I do have one. And I don't think you were listening earlier.
I was not. I'm guessing George Springer was your least favorite pick.
No, that was a good pick.
Tanner Scott.
No, that was also a good pick.
Well, I like the rest of your team. The only guy I could think of is Altuve because you're price enforcing.
Senga, 22.
Ah, man, Senga's a good pick. It's lots of strikeouts. We talked about this.
Nick made you self-conscious about that pick.
Pollock was in the chat when I won Senga. It just all caps yelled no.
Oh, that's your. Well, did he tell you why, or was it just no and he walked away? Like,
no, I think he said no and then he mic dropped it. So.
Oh, that's rough. That's not a good feeling. I get that, but what can you do? You already spent the money. 22 seems fair.
Rico, $2. Look at that.
I think he's got the role. I think he's going to be more of a full-timer than people think, and maybe he should be a $1 player, but I don't mind him at $2. I don't know. Am I crazy?
I didn't even know he was. Again, Bubba shows up, and I'm all.
It's my fault.
I didn't even know he was up for bid.
My fault.
It was Luke
it's
Raley.
All my fault.
Esteri Ruiz is up, average of 12, and bidding seems to be slowing at like 8 so far. I just my hands are not on the mouse.
I'm just checking in. How you guys liking it so far? We good?
I love it.
It's a blast, man. The the draft room is.
This is a good way to put it here in the chat from Albert.
Slick.
Auctions are chess, snakes are checkers.
Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
And live streaming while auctioning is 4D chess.
Yeah, especially when you're just broadcasting your board with no cue here, just for the good of the viewer. But we'll see what happens here. My offense is in needing of some work, to say the least, at this point.
Let's see what Rico's got over here.
It's a Star Scrubs offense.
I saw you had that Witt Riley early. That's not bad. Kirby
Witt Riley
there.
is going to carry us, hopefully.
I love your pitching on those prices. That's nice. That's real nice.
We were the Eflin was like, that was Rico's peak. He's so happy to get Eflin at 19. I thought that's
pretty solid. Like, I've been checking in once in a while in between doing things, and I like that Eflin one quite a bit.
There goes Brent's first pitcher, Bailey Ober at 12. So he's gonna probably have a lot of like upside $10-ish starters, which again is a way to. I mean,
your nomination, Ryan.
Oh Jesus!
And it's up.
No, I wanted to bid.
Take yourself off auto while you're at it.
See, man. It's tough.
Tristan Casas is the current nominee.
It's a tough scene. I do need a first baseman.
This is fun to watch, I'll tell you that much.
You do need a
Bubba,
first baseman.
Christopher Sanchez got brought up pretty early.
I saw another Bloomfield got him for $10. How did that go?
His average was 4. Everyone in the room was on him. I wonder why.
That's the beauty. Like we talked about, Bloomfield is sometimes just nominate your dudes and raise those prices up in listener leagues. It's the way it goes.
I didn't nominate him, but I don't even think I bid on Sanchez.
I did laugh when I first looked at everything earlier. I see Bloomfield has Lindor. He had Adelise. He had Pablo. And he had Doval. I'm like, this sounds like something Bloomfield would do.
Yep. Bregman. We talk about Bregman all the time.
No, there's a lot of Bubba and the Bloom guys on that board right there.
Yiner.
Brent's built quite the team here.
Brent's on a roll in terms of just getting guys. He just filled out.
Too.
He just got Casas at 18.
Trevor Story.
Story's up.
Buck.
You know, if Clase can come back to his form for $19, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I made the case for that last show.
Yes, you did.
Wow, Trevor Story.
$3. I just I was in the middle of writing an article about Trevor Story as a value because he has 2020 upside. He got it for $3 That's pretty impressive.
God damn it!
Sorry, I'm probably distracted.
That's why you got to pay more attention. Me.
This is awesome.
Santander.
Lots of power. Lots of power.
$9. Bloomfield for 10. It's so tricky to be trying to keep track of everything.
I told Bloomfield that
man.
when Bloomfield told me that you were going to live stream Rico, I'm like, you're crazy on an auction, especially your first auction. This is nuts.
This is nuts. Yeah, this is crazy. I can't.
The last 5 minutes, I've totally missed the fact that Luke Raley and Trevor Story were up for bid, so that's good. Anthony Santander, $12. I like it.
Orlando Arcia's only going for $1 on average. That seems like a good value.
Probably one of the last guys to go. How's usually what's Story's price on average? I don't have any of that in front of me.
I don't know. I've got too many tabs open,
well,
man.
what's your sheet say his price is worth?
$9.
Thank you. That's what I'm wondering. So someone got him for $3. That's what I was curious
that
about.
That is awesome.
Yeah, in the month of February, he's going for $9. Arcia has an average value of $1, and he's going for $7.
This is why auctions are amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Like Arcia
he's at 8.
Arcia doesn't get drafted in a lot of 12-team leagues. I know we're doing 15, so he's like a late round, like middle infielder. And that's where the dollar comes from. $8. Impressive.
That's expensive for him. That's really expensive. That's the highest price anybody's paid on him in the month of February on the NFBC. Josh Young is up for $2.
Josh the calf
injury.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think it's worth a dart if you can get him for a value. That's all I got to say.
That's the thing. Like, will he go to? It doesn't look like he's going to. There's not going to be a discount. The average is 11. He's already at 8. But maybe it stops there. He's got the Texas Tech hat on.
Discount.
I didn't know he was a Red Raider. $8 for Josh Young. It's all right.
It's not bad at all. You can play.
Bubba's bubbling near the top of the queue.
Who's my boy? Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Helsley is interesting.
And real quick, that Josh Young, that's Taylor's corner infield. It's not even a starting third baseman. So if worse comes to worse, he can work around that.
Good point.
It's a good pick. Helsley could come cheap.
It's at 9. I'm selfishly comparing this price to my $11 Tanner Scott.
Yeah, because his average is 12. I can at least read that much from here.
There goes Rico 10.
Oh, here he goes.
Now he's up.
Here we go.
Good job, Room. Good job. I want no closer to be taken at a value.
That's always the worst.
Because I can't take anymore.
Parada's down to $11.
Yep. No Mo Deportes for him.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I'm looking forward to this price.
So he's got a max bid of $1.
He's in my article comparing Alex Bohm to Brian Hayes ADP price. So let's see where this goes.
Bubba coming in here influencing the draft room.
That's what I do.
It's ridiculous.
You know me, influencer. That's what people think when they see me, influencer. Yep. Like not trash talker, not influencer.
Ooh, the bidding's. Oh, Brent got him at 9. He was down to 2 seconds.
That's not over yet. It's not over yet.
$10.
It was. I had him at 8. 2 seconds left.
Should go higher. Brent should go 11. Don't do it, Brent. Come on. Oh, Bloomfield went 11. Even better. Let's see. Does Bloomfield need a third baseman?
I need corner. I've got Bregman, but yeah. I Hayes at The average of 10 is
That's a good corner if you can pull it off.
12. But I can't.
Gone.
That's the thing. I only have $44 left. So, like,
Yeah.
I can't go double digits.
Yeah,
on
Trevor
like
Story at $3 would have helped.
Jesus Christ. All right. Joe, I said I was going to leave at the bottom of the hour. I might have to push that up.
Yeah. I can only stick around for about half hour, 40 minutes. I got tri-tips on the trigger, so I'll be there for a little bit.
I sent the link to Ben.
Raleigh.
We'll see if Ben pops in here. I sent him the link.
Let's get Ben in here.
Yeah, if you want some real comedic relief, get Ben in here with me. We can have some fun with you guys.
You're at 8, Joe, for Cal Raleigh.
I don't mind that. That's a
could
decent
work.
price tag.
4 seconds left.
How's he only going for $7 on or $9 on average? That's crazy.
There you go. I mean, look at the other catchers, Bubba. Like Moreno went 9, Wilson went 10. Which I really
I guess they're not going for that much. I guess it's just by catcher bias.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You got Raleigh at $8 and Francisco Alvarez at $8. A lot of comparisons can be made between those two in the power department, at least. But Raleigh, right for now, has the better batting average. So
as Joe trolls me by nominating Chas McCormick.
Ooh, my boy. Now that's one of my boys. Again, writing about him.
I've got a we had a question about your underdog podcast and stacking. I said I don't really, for leagues like this, I don't really try and stack. Mm-hmm. And then I've got Jose Altuve, Yainer Diaz, and Bregman.
Damn, that's still not a bad price though. $11.
I like Bloomfield. Bloomfield's gonna, because you think about it, his numbers are based on the projections. The projections are short on Chas McCormick in my mind.
Yeah,
the
short
playoff
13. I can't go any higher.
Yeah, but
that's tried.
That's still a good price, I think.
Yeah,
but
that's a 2020 bat right there. I like that a lot.
Whoa.
Yep. I've made my piece on McCormick many times.
Sonny Gray.
Ooh.
I wonder if I predict Brent takes Sonny Gray.
This would fit his mold big time.
I agree. I think this would fit his mold.
Like 10 to 12. There goes Hershey right there. $10 to $12 finishing price would fit him beautifully if he could pull it off.
Yep. I mean, Gray is probably the best starter left.
See, I could use your board and like check all this out, but I'm trying to be nice and leave your stuff alone for you.
Yeah, just start bidding up Zach Geloff.
I haven't touched a thing. I've just kind of perused and opened up the board so I could see it more. And, my old eyes over here.
What?
$12.
Is it 12 to
Does Brent go 13?
Ben is on the way, folks. He is coming.
Excellent.
Ooh.
13.
A little bidding war.
Will
Burks go to 14? Ray. Still at a reasonable price, I think. 13.
13 is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, the software looks real good. I'm pretty pumped on this. This is nice.
The software's great, yeah. Byron Buxton.
Oh, here we go.
Byron to Buxton.
Hey, Dr. Dave gave the seal of approval, so we're good, right?
Didn't see that one, but
because of his price tag.
Even $3.
$3. Oh, someone just went 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Eric Leggett.
I'd be willing to go a little bit on him at his ADP or AAV, I guess you say.
Yeah, it's definitely different saying AAV. I don't even know. I guess average auction value.
I just say price.
Yeah.
that also works.
Spencer Steer. How has Steer not been nominated 150 picks in?
I had this conversation with Johnny L on Monday. We all thought, like I did at least, thought his ADP was bumped up because of DCs. He still has an ADP of 111 in all February OCs. Like people are still drafting him like crazy. And we think it's because he's like one of like 3 Reds that actually has a locked-in job, it looks like, where everybody else is platooning. So it's still strange to see.
I'm out. I'm out
at this point. I was hoping it would stay in single digits.
It's like Shark Tank up in here. I'm out.
Shark Tank.
Sorry, was that too soon, Joe? Was that too soon? I realized it after I said it. Is that too soon? Here's one of my boys. Let's go.
I like Rizzo too. I like Rizzo a lot. Concussions scare me in general, but I do like Rizzo a lot.
He's way.
You're in for 3. This is where Joe, we were saying, like, it's starting to go fast now. When there's only a couple.
Everyone's so limited. You got to fill out your roster spots.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys paying attention to who needs what?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. While also trying to figure out who the hell's on my team. Trying to talk to you and Joe. Got a couple side texts going.
I thought you were like an FSWA winner here. I thought you were like a professional at this.
I'm only one brain.
Sorry, I'll save my good stuff for tomorrow night, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the warm up. No, I am not. I'm not really paying attention to other teams.
Yeah, no chance.
I do have I have the board up, the auction board up. I'm kind of glancing at it. Here's a potential good buy.
There's a bunch of guys without even catchers yet.
Key Bear, $7.
There's a bunch of teams that have no catchers, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to just wait for the reserve round. So can you do that?
No, you got to fill your
you
roster.
You can't do that? Oh, okay.
You got to fill all 23 spots before the reserve rounds.
Okay.
That's why I was asking if you guys were watching, because if some guys have certain spots filled and then you look at dollar values, like that's a lot to ask. I get it. But I'm just spitballing.
Who's your favorite catcher by, Bubba?
That's left? Oh, so far?
So far.
Let me check here. Wilson for $10 is juicy.
Yeah, I know.
Breckhorst to Brent Hershey on top of that. It'd probably be Wilson for now, but I
That's
love
my
Yainer.
favorite too.
Honestly, Kai Bear, what'd you get him for $6 there?
No, he went for
$8. $8. Sorry, still not bad for his batting average. They're all reasonable for the most part, which is I like. And then you got this guy.
Oh, Naylor just shooting up in his Under Armour hat.
Dude, honestly, like how has
I can't go 11. Damn
there's
it.
a lot of no, you can't. If you're gonna go 11 on a catcher, he's still on the board.
Come on. I had him at 9, man.
Another brother.
Here
Let's
we
go.
go.
Let's go.
Josh Naylor. This is entertaining.
He's coming up quick. Naylor's up $10, average of 10. I'm doing 12. I don't think I can go anymore. He's already at 13.
You can't. You let someone else pay the premium on that one.
It's not really maybe it's starting to get to that level.
14 now from Hershey. Hershey's
God,
feeling the needs.
Does Brent have a first baseman? He does.
He has Casas. That has to be his corner infielder then.
$15 to Gilroy. Scott
Gilroy outbid him. Wow. Where's Gilroy's team there? He needed a first baseman, so there you go.
Well, there went my plan to get one of the Nailers.
You got nailed on that one.
Jeez. Just really, really bad stuff.
Oh, I love this so much. Just wait. I bought a whole case of Noons for tomorrow night.
No. Oh, no. Jorge Soler going 8, 9. Papa Bloom's got him at 9.
Get him, Raj. Oh, don't let him stop you, Roger. There he goes.
We had the bidding war. Senga. It was me and him going back and forth.
Did you get a text later that says you're off the will?
No, but we got a comment saying
someone made that. Yeah, Martin Sokolsky made that remark earlier that Ryan's out of the will officially.
Perfect.
$11 for Soler. That's
pretty interesting for
pretty solid, especially considering an average of 10
mm-hmm.
when he was a free agent. But I guess the market assumed.
I'm curious on this one. Now, here's the thing, because he's outfield only right now. He's going to gain, second or third base in season, so that can make things a little fun.
He's at 8 only right now.
That's cheap, folks. At least
one more than the average.
See, that's the thing. I haven't even looked at prices enough yet to even really know when I say it's cheap.
So it shows when you're in the draft room, the average is like right in front of you.
That helps.
It's definitely like a mental thing. Everyone's
so I don't have to do any research. It does it all for me. Perfect.
Yeah.
Charlie Morton's only going for $4 on average. That's not bad.
I haven't taken a player in forever.
Yeah, me too.
You're still stuck on that Trevor Story thing.
I know, dude. That would have been sweet. I mean, I've got 12 spots for $44, so I can only spend like $3 or $4 on average.
Chucky at 5, going once. So
Five solid.
Mm-hmm.
For our resident Braves fan who has Morton, Fried, Strider, Acuna.
I saw that earlier. That's amazing.
Yandy Diaz.
I'm pretty much into the $5 player range on average at this point.
It's more to me, but yeah.
Well, I got $60 for 13 spots, so it's a little bit less technically.
So you got what? I can't even do math. You've got more money for 2 more spots. That was good analysis.
That's caveman analysis. I appreciate it. Yandy. Man, these guys just love to mess with you, Bloomfield.
Come on, stop bidding. $10. Give it to me. Come on, room.
Bid, Gilroy. Come on.
$10. That's a good price for Yandy. It's a really
Look at that. $10,
bad.
boys.
It's not bad for batting average.
$10 as he hits another ground ball.
Yep.
TJ Friedl.
No, I like that price. I like $10.
Friedel's a good one. I'm biased, but he's a good one. $4. Average is 11. Okay, here we go. Now it's cooking. Like, what are we doing here, people?
Yeah, I'll go 7.
Yeah, like Friedel's a dude that he's got pop and a lot of speed, top of the order in Cincinnati. Should play most days. What are we doing here, people? Come on.
It's a slow burn. He's at 9 on an 11 average.
People are all second guessing things. They need someone to poke the bear. That's what I'm here
It's
for.
cool too. You can see at the top while they're bidding, you can see each owner and what their highest bid on that player was. That even makes sense.
Yeah.
But
so that's what that second number is, the highest bid?
You can see who's been in on which player. If I bid on...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If I bid on Bohm right now, then it'll show like the number.
It'll show your most recent bid. As no one bids for Bohm to prove our example.
Because Gilroy did. Okay, so now it shows. Now I got it.
Yeah, there's like a third number now that shows.
$7 for Bohm. He goes up to 8. It's not bad. Again, it's just a matter at this point of just figuring out how much money I'm going to spend on each player. That's the problem. I think there's a viable strategy here in just waiting until you're at this kind of point. Not like fully waiting, but this is where you can get a lot of great buys. Like Evan Phillips is probably going to be one of the cheaper closers that goes off the board because nobody has any money left.
I was waiting to see how much he'd go for. I saw him sitting in the player pool.
Come on, he's got to go more than 11.
You got Clay Holmes there and some other guys. It could get interesting.
I like my Tanner Scott buy at 11 at the time, but maybe not now. Although Phillips is cruising up there a little bit.
Ben is waiting.
Good.
Oh,
Say hi before I bail.
There he is.
There he is.
Ed.
Hey.
How you doing,
gentlemen?
How you doing?
Good. How about you guys having fun? Ryan and Joe?
It's supposed to be fun. No, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
It's stressful, man. There's like 8 different things to monitor at the same time.
Yeah.
You're both crazy for doing this live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was Rico's idea, so
I'm a
It's
lunatic.
a good idea.
It's probably not going to lead to a lot of success. But
here's Geloff.
I know. I'm watching closely.
should go way under average auction price.
So far he is.
I mean, this is a sharp room, so he should go under.
So you guys were talking about the second number. That's the max bid.
Yeah.
Okay,
Second number is max bid, and then
like
there's a
the
third number that shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, Pops is going to get Geloff at a $3 discount.
Good job, Raj. Ignore John Wilder's comment in the chat, by the way. It's an erroneous comment.
Where are we at? Bubba, you're up next on Friday. So I'll what time is it on Friday?
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. I'll be ready
happy
to
hour
rock
time.
and roll. Yeah, nothing crazy going on in this neck of the woods. It will not be streamed.
Oh, come on.
I know, because I'll be letting loose. Unless, never mind, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not gonna
So interesting. The last 2 closers, $10, Clay Holmes and Evan Phillips.
they're still in the ballpark then.
I think those are great buys, man.
So it just shows us that cliff we were talking about on the show the other night. They're kind of hitting it right about now.
Man,
there's some names out here I'm really curious. Oh, he's actually up right now. Jake Berger. I was wondering about this. His projections are too low.
Quiet, Bubba. I just went to 9. I can't really go more than 8 on anybody.
He deserves to go for a lot more, but at this point in the draft, it's going to be tough, and everyone's kind of running low on funds. So, like, Hershey's going to get a freaking 35 home run steal right here.
Brent's going to
win. That boy Cray. Hershey, come over the top. Come on. Let's go. Come on,
Brent doesn't have – he's got the most money, but not by, like – he used to have the most money by a lot.
See, he can combo Berger with Soler, and there's like 70 home runs.
Yeah. And he's got – I mean, he's got a ton of power. He's got Casas.
Yeah.
But it's still he's got
Blue Bob.
He's got 2 pitchers. He's got Bailey Ober and Emmanuel Clase.
He's going bargain hunting.
Yeah. He's been hanging out with Doug Dennis a little bit too much.
Yep. He's gonna go pick up his Babs report and go see who he can go find.
Ben, what have you thought of what you've seen so far?
Well, it's good seeing the format, so I'm prepared for that now. And I don't know, like it's going to be hard to know when to bid on someone, I think, and when not to. I mean, it's going to go in, like I have to plan out for my OLAC still, but I'm going to be tempted, I think, for a lot of these players to get in on the bidding, which you want to do. I know, like you want to be on potential buys, but I don't know. It's completely new for me, like for you, at least for you, Joe. So and Bubba. So it's going to be interesting doing that first one.
You've never done an auction of any kind before?
Nope.
Wow.
So one guy had me fill in for a football auction for like 3 picks, and I drafted like Hayden Hurst the year he got hurt. So that's my one auction experience. It hasn't been good.
It's been interesting for sure. I mean, I'm definitely not doing it the way I probably should be doing it for my first time, just kind of having more fun with it than maybe I should be. But I mean, that's the whole point of this, right? Like,
yes, 100%.
It's a good time. It's a good time. You get to kind of know the format. We're part of the original 56, Ben, which is kind of cool. So it's just good to be a participant in something that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm actually not part of the 56.
Yeah, Ben's not. Ben's out.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought you were in one of these guys.
No, saving my bullets. I told Bubba it wasn't against, and I'm like, I feel bad, but it wasn't anything against those guys, of course.
No,
wow, look at Jaron Duran with the Alex Cora opens his mouth, and then
here we go. 15 on a 10 average, 16. He's flying.
This is my boy, even though I'm a Yankees fan.
Even before Cora said he was going to lead off, wasn't it kind of assumed he was going to lead off?
Yeah.
There was the comment that a couple of weeks ago, maybe just last week, that like I think Cora said, or someone in the front office said, if Rafaela makes the team, he's going to be the center fielder. Or he's going to play center field. And I think people took that to say like Duran isn't going to start, but I think he's always been. It's always been Jaron Duran.
The one thing I'll say about the Duran thing, which is fun, is 2 days before that announcement about Duran leading off, they were trying to trade him to San Diego. So let's just try to he's going to lead off if he's with the team. Let's put it that way.
But we don't care where he leads.
Oh, off. I know. Yeah. But if he goes to San Diego, does he lead off?
Probably. I don't know.
Maybe. Let's see.
Don't ask the unanswerable questions.
Yeah, but that's the point. Nominate someone, Bloomfield. Let's go.
Hunter Brown for 10.
I like that.
I want Jackson Merrill to start in the outfield in San Diego. I got him in 2 TCs.
Yeah, Jackson Merrill. That's a whole fun conversation in itself. Now, Campiasano showing some new batting stance yesterday that made me want to puke. So I hope that doesn't stick.
What?
There's some video about his new stance, like choking. Like it was a weird batting stance. I hope he was messing around.
All caps. Bloomfield has him at 5.
Go get him, Raj.
Got him. I like it.
That's
a
good buy.
Catcher. Now you want to know my favorite catcher by now? No, I was kidding.
Of course.
No, because he was asking me about Campiasano at $5 is nice. That's really nice. If you're gonna wait on catching, that's a purdy one.
Here's your boy. Here's what we're waiting for.
That's the one I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
But I spend some money, boys. If you need a catcher,
need a $1 catcher, Bubba. Jeffers.
I need a $1 catcher.
I love Jeffers. Well, Orico wants Kirk, so don't worry about it.
Orico, turn off your volume. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Orico, we got Kirk.
An $11 Ohtani is criminal. There's Hershey. Of course, Hershey, man. He's just gonna keep coming over the top with his $12 to $15 guys. I like this.
Is Kirk?
Well, Hoppy's the last. I think the last of this. Well, you still got Hyman Garver.
Great job, Hershey. My goodness. I love his team outside of Volpe. I'm just anti-Volpe, but I like that team.
Volpe was only $12. I mean,
it's cheap. It's cheap, but I compared him to Trevor's Story in my article, and there's a big price discrepancy. So,
well, that's the buy of the draft so far.
Easily.
I haven't picked somebody in so long that I'm actually one of the richer teams at this point.
Like, Rico, are you alive up there?
I was poor, and now I am rich. That's the way of the auction. Oh, man.
It changes.
Evan Carter's getting a little too expensive for my taste. I was thinking he was going to be a target, but not for $10.
Yeah, I'm just anti-Evan Carter for some reason. They said because his price is too rich for me.
They said they're going to try him against lefties, as they should. You don't want to stun his growth.
No, they 100% should. You never know if these guys. That was my Brandon Belt thing for years with the Giants. They say you can't hit him. Well, how? Because you never let him. So let's go. But there's Verlander. Has Darvish gone yet?
No
Darvish yet.
It's funny how King and Pavetta had the same AAV, and they go like 40 picks different in the actual drafts.
Good call. Good call. Yeah, we got the nitty gritty here, folks.
Pavetta's going to get expensive. Pavetta will get expensive, I think.
Yeah, like I want him, but I know I'm not going to.
I'd rather have Giolito, Bayo,
Verlander.
what's his face? Crawford.
Yeah. I saw you guys had a break. How often do you guys get breaks?
I don't know.
5-minute break after the 7th round and the 17th round.
Is that how it works? Okay.
Yeah. That's what they said in the chat.
This is round 12. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're only halfway through the.
You guys are going. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, I might call it a day after round 17 if we're at the 4-hour mark.
Yeah. I'm probably getting off. I already said at the bottom of the hour. That was 7 minutes ago.
You can't quit this. What are you going to do? Talk to yourself?
No, I don't. Try not to talk to myself. Here's Nick Pavetta, $9.
Here comes Hershey. Here comes Hershey. Get his cheap pitchers.
Brent's got to get him. 10 would be a nice price.
Real nice.
I really want to click 11. Oh,
Hershey's gonna win this league and never let us hear the end of it.
Oh,
What jersey do I have to buy Brent Hershey? No, I'm just kidding. I like his team already.
Yeah, he's got.
Not that I don't like your guys'. I'm just saying he's more the balanced build I like.
Oh, but you have access to the draft room?
Yes, I do. I did a for anybody that doesn't care. I told Bloomfield we need to be co-managers on all of them just in case other listeners need access to stuff so we can help each other out to make it work. So
that makes sense.
I can access things, but we've made a rule. Like I am not touching anything. So I just open the board so I can see it.
Bub's going to sabotage all Ryan's teams.
He's nervous about it.
Yeah.
He thought was Zach Geloff
on every team.
I would have got Logan Hoppy for sure.
So, Joe, were you thinking of 10? So, me and Joe were just in a little back and forth on Cedric Mullins. He went 8, I went 9. Got him at 9. Were you thinking 10, or were you just bidding me up?
If I had gotten Bobby Miller instead of Yuri Perez and that an extra $2 available, it would have gone. Probably.
Not that you're bitter about that.
No, not
Still,
at all. Not even
an hour and a half later. Well, there goes my $1 Ryan Jeffers.
I was about to say, man, your $1 catcher is going to be rough today.
Holy moly!
Well, you guys have to draft 30, or you have to bid on 30, so they're a little more.
Throw it out
commodity now.
Save them for the end, then. My goodness.
Oh man! I mean, I like Jeffers, and he could very well be fine at $6, but I was hoping for a little bit cheaper.
I do like seeing some of these like $11 and cheaper catchers that I can stick with to save money elsewhere.
I mean, here we go with the catcher analysis. Here we go.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Jonah Heim's
brought us
up.
down to a dollar bids.
Yep.
Man, Jonah Heim's going to go for, oh my goodness.
He's going to go for more than I hoped. I thought he'd be a $3, $4 guy at this point, but
I thought he'd be cheaper.
Yeah. His average is 8. I mean, he's right at average now.
Yeah.
Jonah Heim's good.
No, he is. I got nothing wrong with him. Just didn't expect him to go this high with everything else going on.
There's $9. People have money.
You know something I'm wondering about, having not done a lot of auctions, does a player ever just slip through the cracks on the actual auction point where they are in the reserve rounds? And it's like, how the hell is this guy in the reserve rounds? I wonder how often that happens.
Probably.
I would imagine so.
Probably happens probably not a big name, but even just like a mid-round guy, I could see that happening. Tommy Edman. Yeah. Rico's aggressive after Edman here. Rico's going in hard.
Come on. Can I have anybody here? Can I
Go.
get anybody
Go 7, man. Come on.
Can I get anybody
type in 2 more.
Type in 12.
No way. Get the hell out of here. Now we're getting out of hand here. $9.
Wow.
It's way out of hand. It's about $8 out of hand on
Everyone's watching the stream and they know Rico wants them.
Oh man.
Wow, $11.
$11 for Tom. I don't even mind him. I think he's fine, but not for that price. Triple eligible, but $11.
I'm not in on that price. Sorry.
No, not nowhere near 11. I would have paid 7, 8, but
it sucks being out on someone like that because it's like 30 steals that you're just discarding almost. And I haven't drafted them yet either, so like I'm not a big fan. But
I don't have any of them yet.
It takes
either.
the ding out of the steals player pool.
It's a good point.
I got John Wilder's already giving me a hard time in the chat saying they won't be $11 on Friday. The catchers I'm talking about. Yeah.
They're gonna set new records for all the catcher AAVs.
I'm gonna have like two. I'm gonna have like the bottom 2 catchers on the board basically because I won't get any of the guys I like. None of them. But it'll give me so much money elsewhere that no one else will have. Michael King. How many innings does Michael King actually throw this year? That's the question.
Yeah. I thought he'd be more expensive on average than $10, to be honest, just based on his age.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, if he goes for 9 like this, that's okay. I don't mind that.
That's cheaper than I thought.
I think the market's cooled on him, and I think the auctions have been happening later in the draft season, so it's probably caught up to the price that started out lower.
I agree. I think that's a really good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I thought I'd like him. I haven't drafted him yet in my 4 leagues.
Eloy.
What Buxton go for again? $4?
Yeah, I think.
3, 4.
Yeah, it's not. So I'm curious where this goes. After Buxton says he's still 30 bases and all.
Yeah, my God.
What did Acuna go for? I joined the stream late.
$60.
60.
So that's less than the AAV, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Acuna team got Strider for 42 as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's one way to do it.
Stars and scrubs.
Oh, Kirk. Alejandro.
There he is.
Start clicking, Joe.
All right. What do I got left? $48 max? Okay.
48. Type it in now. Let's just save us some time.
No, you can have them for $3.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm shocked to hear this.
Awful nice of you.
That means there's another Toronto catcher that Joe's going to try to get for $1.
So that team got Jeffers and Kirk for a combined $9.
I like that. If you're going to go cheap on catchers, that's pretty sweet.
Really good, yeah.
It's a good way to do it while avoiding dollar days on them.
Mm-hmm.
DJ LeMahieu.
Here's Bubba's boy, DJ LeMahieu.
Is he worth
Didn't you have him as like a target in one of our episodes?
Oh, if we went like super late round, yeah, like post through whatever ADP. Well, who got him for $1?
Cornick got him.
Cornick needed to. He needed to. Yeah. His funds are starting to dwindle a bit.
Willie Adames.
Not sure I'd want that as my starting first baseman, but I digress.
Damn.
Willie
Damn.
Thomas.
Damn. He's
People
going
are
for more than I thought.
People are back in on him. I like it.
Oh man, look at what are we doing? Come on.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow, 10.
Yep.
All
Shows
right.
there's hope.
That's wild. He went for 10 and Story went for 3.
Yep. That story one's ridiculous.
That's the one, Ryan. That's the one.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault too.
Who's gonna
Yeah,
fall?
it was like right when Bubba
That's when he joined. Yeah.
started talking.
Yep, it's all my fault.
Bubba, you've converted me on Story. I have him on 2 of my DCs now after that one time I was on and I said I didn't really like him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, at his ADP for what he can do, it's pretty freaking sweet.
It's the narrative play now. I'm buying into the wasn't ready to come back, and
he wasn't. That's the crazy part. He wasn't supposed to come back till maybe the very end of the season.
But the thing too, I remember people talking. He was like out of time in the minors. I think he had to get called. He had to come back up because he was down there for too long.
Because they activated him for his rehab too early. Yeah. If they hadn't activated him to come back on rehab, he could have stayed out longer. It was weird process by the Red Sox.
Yeah.
This is a bloodbath.
It's too early to try and sneak in guys I want. This was a mistake nomination on my part.
Going higher than you thought, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I like Marte, but
he's going to go double digits, it looks like.
They're doing you a favor, Ryan. Don't worry.
That's why they're bleeding you to
He's I'm on Marte this year.
You want him for $10 is the question. Nope.
No, I've only got $20 left.
Yeah, that's true.
21. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'm saving the pipes for tomorrow. I can only take so much Bubba in back-to-back days. So,
all right, man. I really appreciate.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing this, but also streaming. This was, even though it confuses, this is a ton of fun, Joe.
Oh, this is an absolute blast. Make sure you guys are following Ryan on Twitter at RyanBHQ. Make sure you're listening to Bubba and the Bloom Pod. And make sure you're checking out everything the Baseball HQ has going on for sure, because they do absolutely great work in the baseball community. But Ryan, anything you got coming up that you like to plug outside of the podcast? Any articles or anything like that?
Got my weekly speculator article coming out every Wednesday on HQ, and then I'm check out the Bubba and the Bloom podcast if you haven't listened to it yet. Tuesday night is the Labor live stream, which is one of my favorite nights of the year. So it's going to be a blast. So.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on. You spent a good couple hours with us here, and I hope we didn't ruin each other's teams too much, bantering back and forth with each other. But it's been a lot of fun, man.
I'll take semi-ruined for what was a good time. So appreciate it.
We'll have to see how Kodai Senga turns out, but I think you'll be all right, man. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm taking notes to keep to get that back to Pollock.
Yeah. See you in November. We'll see who ends up winning that one. All right, man. We'll talk soon.
All right. See you guys. See you, Bubba. See you, Ben.
Yep.
See you, Ryan.
All right. Brandon Nimmo is currently the player up, and he just went for $7. Not a bad price on Nimmo, I don't think. I got to start getting a move on here, filling out my everything at this point. I got, I think, 13 spots left to fill out still. It's kind of been not exactly what I expected, the way that my strategy has turned out anyway. It looks like I'm going to get $6. James Outman. I just got James Outman for $6.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. This hasn't turned out the way I expected it to be. I thought I'd be a lot more in on like a stars and scrubs type of strategy, but I think I've been fairly balanced. I might have spent a little bit too much on my pigeon staff, but I'm pretty happy with the team so far, honestly. What do you guys think of what I've got going on?
Well, like the Rayleigh and Outman bids even things out for you big time on the early spins, which are fine.
Yeah.
I told you I like the pitching stuff a lot. So, yeah, definitely not stars and scrubs.
Yeah, no. Vinny P up at $6. Still pretty good. Up to 7, 8 now for Vinny P.
It's still pretty cheap when he's usually going around Casas, who went for 18.
It's still pretty cheap. Now he's just going up to 9. I think I'm gonna tap out at that point, though. I don't need a first baseman. What I need is a second baseman, really badly. I need a second baseman, and I need a couple more outfielders too. Do you have like a set strategy already, Bubba? Not that you'd share it, but do you know what you're gonna do for yours?
No idea.
No idea.
I literally just started looking at pricing today. I'm a shoot from my hip kind of guy, so it'll be trying to. I figure I'll be more balanced. It's just how I do things in life when it comes to drafting to begin with. So I don't see myself getting too involved in the high priced guys, but never say never. As Ben said, I need to know when to bid and when not to bid, and I do not have that kind of restraint. I have a feeling, so I'll probably get excited at some point. I'll get hung out to dry on somebody, and they'll change the entire process for me.
You'd like to be in on every player kind of thing, though?
If I could, every player I like for sure. Like I'd like to have a chance. Like I know I'll bid on a lot of guys I won't even get close to getting, but I'd be interested. I'll say that much. Like Alzolay right here, I know I'd be bidding on it. I probably won't get him if it's late in the game type thing.
Yeah, that's kind of something that I've seen a lot here with the relief pitchers. The later we've gone, the cheaper they have become. Like Pete Fairbanks went for $11, Evan Phillips for $10. Some pretty good prices. It looks like Alzolay is going to go in that same type of range between $10, $12. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. There are some concerns, I guess, but I think he's pretty solidly got the job. And even like Fairbanks, Evan Phillips, they're not the same level of closer as the top tier guys, but I think the production is going to be 75-80% of what you're going to get from the top tier guys for like half the price.
$11 on Alzolay goes with that $11 Fairbanks, $11 Scott, $10 Phillips. Like that's a good little price range if you miss the big boys. Like that's a good way to build.
Mm-hmm. I like Brandon Drury. I think he kind of goes under the radar a little bit. Let's see where he ends up going for, and he's already up to $5. I mean, I kind of just got to be conservative here with my $54. I can't be spending what looks like it might be end up being double digits on Drury at this point. You guys in on Drury this year?
I don't mind him late if you need middle infield help.
Yeah, Ben?
I don't mind them, but I feel like I'm always chasing steals, even though I try to address steals early. But I'm always shooting for that 80th percentile target when I draft. So it's like I'm chasing my tail, it seems like, and usually going for speed in that range. But I had him last year in the main event, and he was interesting because he had like that one monster week. I forget who they were playing. I think it was the A's, and then like he's kind of up and down. He's someone you don't really want to like pay too close attention to. You kind of like set it and forget it with him. And but the first and second is pretty valuable, so that's a plus definitely. Bryce
Miller's up right now. He's gone up to $9. We'll see if somebody pushes him to 10. And Brent Hershey.
This is why I'm loving Hershey's style, because a lot of these lower mid-price pitchers I like a lot. He's taking a ton of chances on them, getting them for an affordable price, which allows him to spend elsewhere. I have no problem with that. Like I could see myself going somewhere in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, he waited a long time to take his pitchers, but now he has Ober, Pivetta, Bryce Miller. I mean, that's not bad at all.
And if you look at his bats, he hasn't had to punt any bats yet. Like it's a nice little build.
Jose Caballero is already up to $4. That's
what?
$5.
What? Oh, stay away. Stay far. That's $1 player or a reserve round player.
Yeah, that's a hefty price tag. That's all I'm going to say there. That's a hefty price tag at $5 from Gilroy.
Like I said, though, you need those steals. That's what that pick is right there.
Yeah. I haven't looked at
a shortstop, and shortstop's pretty dry at this point. I mean, I don't know who's left in the pool, but in a draft, it'd be getting kind of slim pickings at this point.
Shortstop, Tovar, Grissom, Rengifo, Jeremy Pena, Correa.
He was $2 fewer than Tovar. I would definitely pay up for Tovar instead of that.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Oh man, I thought I'd get Nootbaar at 6.
They're saving you. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't like Nootbaar?
I like Nootbaar. I'm not sold on what his playing time / spot in the order is going to be yet. The Cardinals kind of Carlson, Donovan, Edmund, Nootbaar situation is too murky for me because I like some of those guys. It's hard to buy in at this point in time with so much uncertainty.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Nathaniel Lau, is it? I always mix up the Lows and Laus.
This one's Low. Brandon Lau.
This is Low, right? This is Low.
Mm-hmm.
$5 now is not a bad price. I don't need a first baseman though. Having got Goldschmidt, I'm kind of sour that I paid up $19 for Paul Goldschmidt. What do you guys think about that? 19 for Goldschmidt.
What do you think, Ben?
Well, Bubba might remember, but I'm not a big Goldschmidt fan this year. I don't know what the AAV is on him, but I would have gone Walker instead, probably. I think
Walker was.
I think he went for the same price, right?
A buck more, pretty much the same price there. Yeah. Jordan Montgomery is going to.
I didn't comment on Torque. I would wait for Torque, honestly, probably in an auction.
Jordan Montgomery.
Oh, come on, Hershey. Come on. $6
for Jordan Montgomery.
Oh okay, there's a buy. There's a buy, folks.
Wow.
That is a steal, yeah. That's way too cheap.
Man, I might have to get a new podcast co-host. I'm kidding.
Brian Wu up to 3, 4 to Bloomfield Sr., 5.
Do you guys prefer Wu or Bryce Miller?
I think Wu a little bit, but it's close, man.
Yeah, I'm leaning Wu, but I have a lot of Bryce Miller stuff between underdog and regular. Like I like them both a lot.
Someone should make Brent pay more than $8 for him, but
Yeah.
damn it.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's go. Like an $8 Wu versus $6 Montgomery. What are we doing here?
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm still shocked Montgomery went that cheap.
Yeah, I'm surprised both of them on. Well, Wu, I mean, I guess it's understandable, but I would have thought Montgomery would be like 12, 13, and then Wu would be.
Here's a guy I have everywhere right now.
Brandon Pfaadt.
There you go. There's a free one, John Wilder, if you're listening. I love Pfaadt. Just because he's one of the young guys that can go like 180 innings right now.
I want to target him in the main event, I think.
He just has such a really nice floor, it feels like that. And if he takes another step or at least continues the kind of growth he showed towards the end last year, that's going to be tremendous at his price. Like I'd have fought over Wu personally. That's me. I know that's kind of a bolder take than others because Wu's a lot higher for many people.
But the thing with Wu, he has the forearm that happened last year.
Yeah, it's true.
Pfaadt's up to $9. Will he get pushed to 10 here?
As they say, that's a pretty legit price.
$9, yeah. Yeah, that's
if you pronounce his last name that way, just throwing it out there. Yeah, I have all your
bad
dad
Ryan
jokes,
missed
so.
that one.
Hell, he's probably puking in the back listening to it.
Mitch Garver up to 3.
I'm really shocked because so many years I didn't like watch a ton of. I'd listen or watch some auctions, but I'd always like look at boards and they post them for certain like expert leagues or other things and whatnot. You would always see dollar catchers. Right now, look at all of these catchers that used to be locked in dollar values, just not even close. It's pretty wild to see, honestly.
Well, the dollar catchers are going to be like the Gary Sanchez's and somebody I don't want to say yet, but
yeah,
not great names. So put it that way.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. And since there's not as many dollar catchers, does that mean it's going to be dollar outfielders or dollar pitchers when it comes down to it? That's going to be the fun part.
Based on how I've constructed my team, let's hope it's the outfielders because my pitching is pretty good, I think. Kirby, Perez, Eflin, and Rodon.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Andres Munoz is my only legit closer, which is not great, but not terrible.
There's ways to do it also. You can take some dollar like relievers late and then use the auction or the reserve rounds to get more starting pitchers or stuff like that. That would have cost more. That's like true. A strategy to go off of is spend money and go like $3 like potential closers and go get like the Will Smiths or the David Robertsons of the world, and then go and get some reliever or some starting pitchers later with them $2 or $3. Just a strategy out there.
I like Rengifo's
yes.
Everything really.
Don't tell Bubba that.
No, that's I'm Team Rengifo through and through, boys and girls. This is the dude.
You took him in the DC, right?
I believe so. I have to go earlier and earlier now because every league I'm in, he starts getting drafted earlier and earlier. It's not fun. Early in draft season, I had him everywhere. It was easy for me to get him.
Colt Keith.
Yeah, I'm just not sold on that one like other people are. But I'm bad with prospects.
Especially
I don't get why he's playing second. They have an opening at third. Just play him at third.
I didn't understand that either. Tigers,
play McKinstry over him, or it doesn't make any sense. McKinstry can play second.
Veerling, maybe. I don't know. It is weird. And then you have Jace. You have Jace Young. You have Jace Young in the minors that play second base. It's an odd situation in Detroit to say the least.
Yeah, I took a stab on Jace in one of my DCs, I think.
Isak. Like if the Rays don't have a children's sock giveaway, I don't know what they're doing with Isak Paredes, honestly.
Oh, God damn it. I thought I had him at $4.
That'd have been real nice. Real nice at $4.
Now he's gonna be 6. Is he gonna go to 7?
He shouldn't.
Oh.
Just look on the bright side, Joe. That means people are spending money.
People are spending money, which means they won't have money left for my next nomination.
There you go. See?
We're still figuring out who that's going to be exactly. But I have an idea. I have.
Joe, you track anything outside of the software?
Sorry?
Are you tracking the spending at all outside of the software, or are you just going straight off of what's in front of you right here?
I'm just trying to keep up with everything that's going on right now.
I know. I missed the opening. I know Ryan said he's using the I call it the HQ software. It's something else that you can get through HQ. He was going to do that with the first draft, I believe, and then a different method in the second draft. So, yeah.
I have a couple different pages open, auction calculators, ADP. I have my own stuff open, but it's just trying to keep my head above water right now. $5 Masataka Yoshida will help with that.
That would definitely help. You got him for $5?
Yep.
See, that's good, cheap stuff. Alvarado, does he become a cheap closer?
Let's see if he does.
We're almost.
I'd be much more willing to draft him in a Fab League than I did in my DCs.
Fab League for sure. Yeah.
Damn it! I can't really push the envelope much more.
Nope.
7 is kind of.
Well, you guys have. Well, yeah. There's 2 guys stuck on dollar bids. Someone's max is 4. Brooks has 16.
Bloomfield said he gave up on Rotolab. He couldn't keep up with everything going on. It's a lot because I've used Rotolab for just snake drafts and it helps, but it's still a lot of work for snakes. I can only imagine. You have to input everything the whole time and it keeps it up. Yeah. It's a lot.
Oh, Jesus, these bids are killing me.
This is I'm just amazed how much money's still flying around out there. I guess there's still a lot of people that need to spend, but numbers are like we're gonna have some. Hershey still has $48.
I got 49.
49. So you two are the heavy hitters. Kornick has 31. Big Raj has 37. But man, there's a couple like Sharma's down to dollar bids only. Parada's down to dollar bid only. This is gonna be fun.
This is crazy.
But yeah, so you're gonna be okay here pretty soon because there's only a handful of guys that are gonna start screwing with you. You're gonna be able to have your way here pretty soon.
I hope so. I know Brent's the one I'm kind of worried about.
Brent needs pitching. What do you need? I need to check there. You guys both need. You have one more pitcher than Brent. He's full of catchers though, so he's not going to bug you there. He doesn't need a second baseman. He needs a middle infielder though.
Damn, we're already at 3 hours. Holy shit.
Yeah, you guys are going to push 4 hours here, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll see. Once they get to that next break, I might call it. I might call it here.
Bloomfield. All right, can only use $3 to $4 guys. Time to go pick up my kids.
Chris
He's
Bryant.
the snake left after this too, right? You guys have to do your reserve rounds.
Yeah, you got the reserve rounds afterwards. That better go fast. It should be like what, a minute clock maybe, something like that. Can't remember.
I wish it was 30 seconds.
It's whatever the regular draft format. I think it's a minute.
Giolito for $1, $2.
Chris Bryant went for more than $1. What a joke.
Chris Bryant went for $2. Yeah.
Oh man, Giolito at 3. That's such a good risk.
That's a good one.
$3 pretty good.
I can dig that.
Also, another name I wrote up.
Yeah, Giolito in a Fab League for $3. Sign me up for that one. I'll take that dart all day long.
That's a good risk. That's a good risk to take here.
Easy drop if anything goes wrong.
Luis Arraez. What is he worth at this point?
I'm out.
I'm not terribly in, but I think I could be talked in at $4.
Yeah, if you need a second baseman for $4. Yeah. This is where snake versus auction right out the gate. Like now he appeals.
Now Brent is making go to 6.
Now here's the thing, Joe. Does Brent want him as his middle infielder, or is he trying to bid you up?
He probably is, but you know what? I don't want to pay $6 for him.
See, now you made him pay for it, so that's fine.
Yeah,
that goes well for Brent because he has so much power. We talked about.
Yeah, Maeda. I like Maeda, but I would have preferred him for like $1 type, $2. But
does Bloomfield get his $3 to $4 pitcher? Wow, Bloom's on the Hershey from the top rope. From the top rope.
That was so close.
Bloomfield's gonna be pissed. See if he rages $5. No, Brent's starting to get cheap, guys. Now you can really have a hammer coming up here.
Yeah.
Damn. This is good.
I can start getting my guys a little bit.
Yes, you can. You 100% can. What round are you guys in?
15.
Yeah, I'll stick around till 17, then I got to bounce.
Yeah, I think that's when we're all going to bounce here.
Okay. I don't want to overcook the tri-tip, so we got to get going here pretty soon.
But what time are you guys going to start recording tomorrow?
The goal is 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe.
Draft's at 8:30?
I believe it got moved up 15 minutes, but that's kind of in flux. So we're shooting for 8 unless someone tells us 8:30. Right now we're on the impression it's 8:15 now.
Gotcha.
So we'll start early. I'll start razzing Ryan right out the gate, and we'll get the party started.
Yeah, if I recall, it didn't even start on time last year.
Yeah, because what they do is they broadcast it on XM, so you have to like sit there and wait for them to come back from. It's kind of whatever. It originally was like the first big draft of fantasy season before NFBC blew up to where it is now. So it was at one point a very big deal. I remember when I was like in college tuning in to listen to the labor draft and stuff. And it's still a pretty cool draft, but it's not the same cliche, I guess, anymore as the first big draft.
What is considered the first big draft?
I don't know. That's the funny part, but it just feels like everyone's drafts all year round now. So it's kind of like drafting season just going. Where back in the day, like there wasn't a million gladiators, there wasn't all these DCs. Like it just wasn't a thing really as much as it is now. Like, everyone mock draft. It's just you didn't do any of it.
It's the meatball draft in August. That's the first big one.
That's the first big one. It shouldn't even be called meatballs. It's complete idiots. I'll take it, though. I won it last year, so bring it.
You won that league, eh? Wow.
Yep, I won it last year. I'll take it.
That's part of the overall, that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were saying it was like one of the best scoring DCs out of all of them.
Like we were a top 10 DC, which is hilarious to think about when you just look back on it. Like,
well, when you look at who's in the league, it kind of makes sense, even though it was early.
Yeah, we not to try to pat back shares, it's not my style, but we kind of know what we're talking about a little bit when it comes to fantasy base. We do it almost for like a living, so we better have a clue, little clue. Jeff McNeil, second base, Rico.
Second base.
He's someone I will actually draft, surprisingly.
I'll pay $3. Oh, come on.
Oh, get your guy.
Come on, Joe. You got $49 sitting there.
You can't take it with you when you're gone. Just remember that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
It's going to kill you to pay $41 for Danny Jansen. So just start spending some money, okay?
He's in a rebound and hit closer to 300 this year.
There you go.
Yeah, I've always been a McNeil guy.
And he stole something. He never really stole before, so it's better than it's not a zero.
Yeah.
If you'd ever re-tap into that freaking power he had that one year, give him bouncy ball year, but if you look at his underlying stats, his launch, all that stuff changed to the good, and then it disappeared again. It's like, where did it go?
My big need is probably outfield. I need 2 more outfielders. I did better than I thought, considering when I started getting my outfielders, I had nobody through the first 12 rounds or something. Outman, Yoshida, and Rayleigh I can live with. It's not amazing, but I don't
think the late outfielders are that bad on it. I mean, there's some that are bad, but I don't think it's as bad as people say it is.
No, yeah, there's still some nice players out there. O'Neill, I like Kellenic, especially with their maybe not being a platoon.
Yeah, that'd be really nice if that's the case.
Ryan Pepia went for $8.
Wow.
Christian went for more than Jordan Montgomery, but that's wild.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane. Christian Javier, I don't know if I want anything to do with Javier this year. But for $4, that's, again, pretty nice.
Oh, they're going to pause a round early, looks like. Or 2 rounds early.
After this round. So maybe we will call it after this round. We've been going for more than 3 hours here on stream.
Works for me.
And then I'll complete it as I eat my dinner. Walker
not complain.
Buehler, $4. Does anybody want Walker Buehler for $4, $5?
Price. I don't, but I could see the appeal.
I can see the appeal at $4 for sure. Mason Miller, yeah, I'll throw $2 at him. That won't be
The
enough.
Reds left there at the top of the queue.
Oh man, I thought I had $2 Mason Miller.
I like Miller, but there's a lot of questions. There goes Hershey.
Yeah.
So you said they're taking a break at the end of this round?
5-minute pause after this round, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Steven Kwan for $1.
Oh,
Oh, I jinxed it.
I'm a Quan fan. Hey, you got money. But if you need power, don't get them. I'd have to double check your
If you need
squad.
average and steals and runs, go ahead.
Yeah, you do goalie. You
Pablo
need some
Bloomfield.
you need some power.
yeah, I don't want to pay $5 for him.
Yeah, you need power.
But
Good-
$4
though.
is a good price.
$4 is a very good Quan price. Very good Quan price. Oh God.
Shane Baz shouldn't be going for more than $1, I don't think, at this point.
No, I am so over the discussion on Twitter about such a value in Shane Boston. The next day he said he's hoping to pitch this summer.
That was like, what the hell were we even talking about? Hoping
Exactly.
this summer. I couldn't even believe it.
I was very confused on that whole situation.
Yeah.
Has it been like 19 months since he had his surgery?
Yeah, but he just hasn't thrown the innings to, like, I don't know. It's hard for me to buy in type thing.
I'll say Siri.
Two. Joe gets him.
I'm happy with that.
But Clerk up to 3.
I'll go as high as 4, but that's as high as I'll go.
You see the news about him that came out?
The position battle.
Yeah, they didn't. They said they have to. Sue's gonna win it between him and Robertson probably, which makes sense.
Yeah, this is getting a little expensive for me at this point. $6.
All
What is
right,
AAV?
last bid.
Last bit of the stream here, folks.
Who's it gonna be?
Come on, Kornick. Jared Kalnick. Here we go.
It's a good one. Already up to 4. Wow.
No messing around.
Oh shit! Can't take it with you, like you said.
Yeah, that's the only thing is, like, where you're sitting right now, you have such a leverage on everybody, but even Hershey's down now. Like, you have
$10. Fuck. Okay.
Just Ryan's dad is anywhere close to him, really.
Yeah.
This is as high as I'm going, and it's already higher than I should have gone. But okay, there it is.
Sweet.
Did they actually pause it? Yep. Okay.
There it is.
Paused. Folks, that'll do it for us. I appreciate you guys coming on the stream, though. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time today.
You got it. No problem.
Thanks for
Good
the
luck with the
invite,
rest
Joe.
of your
Appreciate
draft.
Yeah, Bubba and the Bloom Listener League. This should be a lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of catching up to do in Fab, and I'll talk about the rest of the picks. We'll maybe talk about on the podcast sometime this week. But that'll do it, guys. This one will be available as a podcast tomorrow. But I recommend checking out the YouTube side if you are listening on the pod feed, so you can keep up with the bids and the picks. But appreciate everybody hanging out. We will see you again tomorrow. But until then, take care, everybody. Have a great night.